team called the Morning Steam. It's time to break, run for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the Morning Steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money. You know how we do it.
From the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas, this is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the Morning Steam show for Thursday, January 23rd. We're off a fun day yesterday, and we're heading towards our NFL Conference Championship weekend, but we had some fun action yesterday here on the Sports Money Network. Hope you guys are able to join us a little bit for our first ever live stream companion coverage of UEFA Champions League. We had a pretty fun show. I thought the guys had some pretty good picks. I couldn't repeat my 7-0 effort from the free picks on Tuesday's UEFA Champions League card, but nonetheless, we saw some exciting action, and man, high quality analysis, I thought, from the panelists, specifically. Yes, I was there, Mikey was there, but how about Sub and Dan? Great analysis throughout the 2 hours of games we were watching, 7 games at once, tried to keep up to date on all of it. You got Dan coming to us from halfway around the world, and had myself, Sub, and Mike. Had a great time yesterday with the coverage. It felt like a winner. I think we'll have to do it again. We've got one more match day to go in the Champions League before we get to the newly fangled knockout stage. So we'll see who goes. I did have a couple of winners anyway with some of the VIP picks. With yesterday's coverage, I had the under as a winner in the Arsenal game. I had the over in the Real Madrid game, and I came in with a little second half pick on Real Madrid there. I also had Feyenoord yesterday over Bayern Munich, a little bit of a dog there, and they won the game outright. And just credit to those guys, credit to Sub with that game, and Dan, they really pegged that Man City PSG game. I was a little bit contrarian there. I guess in the first half, I kind of had it right. I went with the under, no score, but the goals came a-flying in the second half. And also some pretty good picks from the guys in that Inter game against Sparta Prague. So I think we're going to do it again. Nonetheless, it felt like a success, and Champions League only comes around every few weeks, but we'll probably try to do some more coverage here on the Sports Money Network. Thank you to everybody in the chat here today. If you're out there or watching that joined us yesterday in the chat or with the show. So I guess that was kind of the featured coverage for us yesterday, even though we had the big NBA card, college basketball, and NHL as well. So we did see Victor Wembanyama there at the PSG game, and we know that we have that early NBA tip-off today from Paris with the Spurs and the Pacers. So we'll preview that, and hey, Jermaine will be here, I hope. It's mid-major day, so we're going to get a lot of smaller action here in our college basketball previews today. Let me say hello to the members of the chat and maybe take a look at the latest sports betting headlines as we get ready for a Thursday card. See who's here. Joe T stopped by, says hello. I'll talk about some of his winners from yesterday as well. Sir Mackey is here today. He's wondering if Jimmy Butler, suspended Jimmy Butler, is going to become a Buck. I wouldn't think so. I thought he was headed to Phoenix as part of a three-way deal that would send Bradley Beal to the Bucks and then get the Heat the draft choices, but we'll see. Here's Gerardo ready for some action today in soccer on the pitch. We got some good features here today. We also saw the United States national team, a 3-0 win last night over Costa Rica, but we have action today in Europa League as our featured coverage. A ton of games in Europa League, one in League One, and I think that's pretty much most of the excitement today in action on the pitch. Also, just a little while ago, what a match this morning. Maybe I am burying the lead here. Madison Keys, terrific effort in the win over Iga. I whiffed on the. I went 2-0 on my Chinese Basketball Association picks overnight, but that maybe was just to make up for the tennis that I couldn't hit. But I didn't necessarily see it coming with Madison Keys, the victory over Iga last night. 5-7, 6-1, 7-6 in that thrilling tiebreaker, 10-8 in the third set, and Keys advances to face Arina Sabalenka, winner in straight sets over her best friend Paula Badosa, 6-4, 6-2. So you'll have Sabalenka and Keys in that final. Sir Mackey probably thinks that minus 400 is disrespectful to Madison Keys. So hey, how about Keys at 3-1 against Arina Sabalenka to maybe win her first ever major, as she finally reaches a major for the first time in 7 years since that run in New York. So man, it feels like she's at the peak of her career right now. And boy, was she clutch there in the third set and dominant in that second set. So great job overnight here by Madison Keys. Certainly a feature match here. Curtis is here today. Nicholas Handy as well. Joe W. in the chat. Hello. Good to have you. Hey, everybody. Here's my man, my right-hand man, Thomas Lewis. Like this video. Subscribe to our channel, Sports Money, here on YouTube. Like it. Share it around. Ava, thank you for being here today. Good to have you. Kush God, nice to have you, man. Good to see you in the chat there, KG. And let's see what else we have. Robert McCormick in the chat. Philly Eagle Flyer will be rolling with us today. Tom Reghard as well. And let's see, Fernando in there. There is T. Moss. How about it? There's some action from Philly Eagle Flyer today in Europa League. And maybe even a little more here. Thank you, Philly Eagle Flyer. T. Moss is in the chat. Good morning, Jermaine. I don't know if he was here. I know I'm a little behind in the comments, but I already dropped a reference as to our show here on Mid-Major Thursday. Cliff Floyd, good to see Cliff here today. And Philly Eagle Flyer did have United States last night with the Avs and the Kings and the under. I was able to score in hockey there late last night, but man, the basketball went awry with all those goofy injuries there in Boston and Clippers. I just kind of struck out there at the end, but I want to shout out Team Steam Consensus. We didn't hit the parlay, but certainly some nice winners by Team Steam Consensus yesterday, including the Detroit Pistons. Hey, I had them, you had them, Mikey Money had them, everybody had the Detroit Pistons. At least I thought so here on the Sports Money Network with the game over the Atlanta Hawks. And also, I guess, you know what, Minnesota actually, it might have been a loss there. I was thinking it was a win because they won the game and it was closely rated, but we actually might have had to lay just a point too many there in that game against Dallas. But we did have the Houston Rockets yesterday here. Mikey Money had them and I had them as well as my premium pick again yesterday. I could only have one premium pick in the NBA and one in the NHL, and I should have had, maybe a little more action because college basketball was a little mediocre. So, got to focus here. Got trying to give some winners here on the show, certainly. So, we did have some other winners. I had the Memphis Grizzlies in a blowout over Charlotte yesterday. And also, we did have Team Steam consensus winner. You guys called it Utah Jazz yesterday against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Yeah, they got the money against the Thunder yesterday, despite the fact that SGA had that incredible monster game with 51 points yesterday. Can you say MVP right now? I would think here with SGA this season. Also, let's see. I think late last night. Oh, we did have the Clippers actually on the show here. I guess they did get that uh, cover there yesterday. Boston ended up laying a bushel full of points there at the end because of all the Clippers injuries. But Boston had players missing too, so it really felt like a really crummy game there a little bit yesterday. So, all right, NHL, we had some winners here. I had the New Jersey Devils on the puck line yesterday against the Boston Bruins. Also, I had the Winnipeg Jets, and you know what? So did you guys. I don't know if I talked you into it or if you guys had it, but I had the Jets, and I also had the Jets and the Avalanche as my premium pick winner yesterday. That one was the winner in the NHL. I guess I failed to mention the Rockets. Maybe another big one, right? The Rockets over the Cavs late. They led big. They led by a little bit. They ended up tying the game, and the Rockets ended up winning it yesterday as a slight dog. That was my two premium picks, one in the NBA, one in the NHL, and we should do better. Should step it up. I'm usually full of plays, but you know what? I don't force it, and maybe I should. All right. Also, late last night, shout out Mikey Money, the winner with the Florida Panthers and Kings game to go under. He also had the Kings in that for a little two-teamer, I believe, and I had the Kings here on the show yesterday. All right, college basketball certainly was a pretty interesting day in college basketball, including that thriller, Florida and South Carolina. I mean, they were Florida's big favorites, and they trailed there by 14 in the second half, and they were down 5 with just a minute and change left. But Florida gets that basket late, sends South Carolina to 0-6 in conference play, although 3 of those games were by 3 points or less. So more SEC. A&M beats Ole Miss 63-62. We had A&M here on the show yesterday. Also, Arkansas in their game against Georgia, 68-65. I had the winner on the show. Mikey had the winner on his show as he kept his roll going yesterday. Also, Big East action. St. John's got the money against Xavier there. It went overtime, so our under went to die there yesterday, but St. John's ended up getting the money yesterday in overtime, still laying 7 points. So, Big Ten action. We had the winner here on the show, Northwestern over Indiana. What a wild game that was. Indiana led at halftime. Northwestern built a big lead by going on a huge run to start the second half. Then Indiana fought back and looked like they might get the money late. Northwestern pulled away to get the money in that game. Northwestern shot nearly 50% from 3-point range in that one. Also, winner we had here on the show. How about it? USC over Nebraska. Not only did I have that winner here, but Joe T had the winner on the community tab with his picks yesterday on the over in that one, 78-73 with USC on top. We did finally go awry with Kansas, and that game just missed it on that total. The Kansas totals have been getting lower and lower, certainly. And I think there were some of you kind of saying, someone said in the chat, the run of unders is over, and it was, as Kansas won 74-61. consensus was on TCU in that game, but it was all Kansas there in that one. Clemson over Syracuse 86-72 yesterday. Mountain West action. I couldn't get that one, man. I said take Boise. It was certainly a good game there, but Colorado State over Boise 75-72. And I said San Diego State, they're struggling big time. They won the game in overtime 77-76 on that last second layup in the game, but Aztecs lose again, or I'm sorry, fail to cover again, a big number, 13.5 in that one. So probably should have went with Air Force there. All right. There were some other decent games also around. One that stood out for me, Mercer and Greensboro, 79-78. Mercer trailed in that game late in the first half, 44-21, but they rallied to win. Samford leads the Southland Conference at 5-1 right now, but interesting standings there. We talked about North Texas and Temple. We had the under in that game here yesterday, but it was an over there. North Texas got the win, 76-67. How about Drake? If you had to pick one team right now that kind of maybe could be that Cinderella Sweet 16, could it be Drake with their 17-2 record right now? They're not even in first place. That's Bradley at 8-1, but Drake is looking pretty good. They beat Valpo by 10, and they're an interesting team because they have those guys they had from Division II last year, but they really made a nice team out there. So, all right, go back to the chat, do the commercial, see what you guys are up to yesterday. The Jets got their coach yesterday, and former defensive coordinator now, Aaron Glenn is the new Jets head coach. The Jaguars, of course, fired their GM because they missed out on the maybe the coaches they were looking for. They couldn't even get any coaches maybe to come in for a second interview, so that spelled doom for the general manager there in that one. Patriots, McDaniels is a Patriot. Go figure, there to be the offensive coordinator. And could it be Schottenheimer to the Cowboys here? So, all right, let's see here who else is in the chat and can get ready for our show. We got a lot of games. For sure, and probably should get started. Let me say hello to a few more folks so here in the chat. All right, here we go. Blue is here. Good morning to Blue. Good to have you. Cliff Floyd here as well. I think I might have said hello. I'm trying to find out where I was. Curtis talking the Gators here. Sports Money's here. What a fun time we had, huh? Sports Money yesterday. And that was a fast 2 hours. You watch when you have some bets going and you're watching the game, sometimes it really, oh man, this is 2 hours and my shoulders are heavy watching these bets. But when hanging out with the guys, man, that thing went fast yesterday. Nate the Great is here today. And along with Sir Mackey loves his Longwood. Hey, Jim Duweiger is here today. And that's what he said. What is this team doing? There's something wrong, Jim. I don't think we're seeing the same San Diego State team as I thought we had earlier in the season. It's funny. They've had this situation happen before, and they still get it together in time to pull off maybe a tournament win or two. So I guess they'll still be all right. Whether or not they can win the conference tournament, I guess, of course, they're going to have a shot. They're San Diego State, but we'll see. It doesn't feel like, the Utah States of the world going to be better, I think, right now. So, all right. See what else is there. All right. Let's go to the little commercial here and talk about my plays over at winnable.com. I'm going to try to come up with some winners here today on the card. We did have a few others in college basketball last night with the plays over at winnable.com, including Detroit and Cleveland State game to go under was a winner there yesterday. And also some other winners there included Stanford, of course, over Miami of Florida. Stanford rolled. I also had some picks, some winners on the extra board yesterday, including Lafayette over Loyola, Maryland. And I did have Longwood, by the way, there yesterday as a premium pick winner. So you can get my best plays over at winnable.com/Ramon. Use the promo code STEAM. Save 20% off premium picks with me over there. This is how you support me on the channel, by picking up these extra plays for me. I'm hopefully going to give you a bunch of free winners here on the show. That'd make me really popular. But if you want some more action and some really good picks, please consider subscribing to my plays over at winnable.com. Got some free plays in there as well. Like I said, I sent out a couple winners in the Chinese Basketball Association last night. Maybe I'll come up with some soccer plays today in Europa. We'll see. Got a huge basketball card and everything going off here today. So please consider it there. It's just 50 cents a day if you sign up for 1 month at $20 and use that promo code STEAM. And I really appreciate it. All right. And we'll get back here and get ready for the show, because let me get the banner going here. Use that promo code right there. There has been some steam that's come out here within the last few minutes. Not everybody likes the steam. All right. Not everybody's kosher with the steam. I don't know if you know this, but this is what this show is all about. We're giving real pertinent data, actionable information here. This isn't some bullshit. If you know what I mean. So, all right, let's take a look at some more comments here with R. Thompson here joining me today. All right. Let's roll with some of these moves here right now. They've been coming across this morning. This is a big college basketball card, but it's mostly, mid-major, small schools here today. Grand Canyon has taken some steam here this morning, and Grand Canyon is favored here by 9.5, maybe 10.5 right now. Grand Canyon taking the steam on the road at Southern Utah here today. Also, some steam rolled in here while we were getting the show underway with that incredible total today. Wow, it's going up even higher. Do you know what I'm talking about? With South Dakota and North Dakota. This one was 175. It's going up higher than that. Feels like the highest total of the season, right? I mean, maybe some of those. I don't think Iowa's gone this high. I don't think some of those SEC games have gotten this high. Is this one going to reach like 175 or something? I mean, 177 or something here right now with South Dakota and North Dakota right now. I'm showing it at. I gotta get this one out there, right? With this matchup. 176. Yeah, 176 here. Also, steam coming in here right now with Arkansas State in their matchup today with Appalachian State. Full disclaimer, this is going to be my pick. This is one of the games I'm previewing on mid-major day with Arkansas State. I was going to tell you to lay 7, but I might have to tell you to lay 8 here when we get to that point. I'll still go with it. I mean, obviously I was on it before this steam, so I'll trust that the Sharps are seeing what I am here in this one with Arkansas State. All right, a little more steam also came in on the Portland Pilots today. Portland in their matchup tonight with the University of San Diego. Here they were a 2.5 point favorite, probably going up to 3.5 here right now with Portland at home against USD. Portland took the steam. All right. Also, Western Kentucky and Louisiana Tech took some steam here as we were coming on the air. In this one, it is It was 147.5. We're going to be down to 146, I believe, here right now with that steam coming in. Western Kentucky and Louisiana Tech. That one's in our preview here when we get to it today on Mid-Major Thursday. Also, Samford and Chattanooga took some steam here to the over in this one. Samford kind of in the role where they often have some pretty high scoring games. This already was a pretty big number, right? It was 156.5. Call it 157.5 right now, I believe, here with Samford and Chattanooga. Also, steam came in. Marshall and Georgia State going under here in this one, say the Sharps. Well, maybe Georgia State. They have some over tendencies here, conference night games, but the steam is coming in on the under here in this one with Marshall and Georgia State. It was 150. We're down to 149 here, it looks like right now, with Marshall and Georgia State. Just pretty big move, and that's going to be it for the moment. Get ready to go to the show here. How we doing in the chat? Go right back to you. See if anybody showed up here. And we got 53 of you in here. There's no doubt our views are down, so maybe we need to pick more winners, guys, for sure. Are you getting tired of me here? All right, AOD, hello, nice to see you. Also, Jerry Davis, thank you for being here today. Thomas Lewis has some props going. There's AOD, thank you. All right, let's get it moving on here. Get to these NBA games, man. We got to go. We're already half an hour in, and we got to preview the
Steam play.
I'll do one more steamer here real quick before we get to our day game from Paris. Idaho State taking the steam here right now. Idaho State was a 5-point favorite or so in their matchup with, or I'm sorry, a 5-point favorite or so in their matchup with Sacramento State, but they're going to be up to 6 here right now. It looks like it's been a pretty good run for Idaho State right now, covering numbers. Sacramento State not quite as good, and Idaho State took the steam. All right, here we go. I want to say hello to Ricardo Roberts in the chat. Man, it's really nice to have you, Ricardo, and thank you for that comment there. Really do appreciate it. Trevor Davis is here as well. Andrew G as well. Chris Mack, thank you. Here, Chris Mack, want to say hello. Sorry, I didn't kind of ran quick on that move right there. So Jermaine, I think he likes Idaho State already. Jermaine's ready to go on Mid-Major Tuesday, but we got to go to the NBA first and get the show underway. We're going to Paris here. Bonjour, tout le monde. Here we saw Wemby in the crowd. I don't think he was drinking or anything like that. So we'll see Wemby in action here with the Spurs taking on the Pacers. That's pretty cool, right? You figure the 25 years in the making here, and the Big Wemby gets to go play in an NBA game here in Paris against the Pacers. The Pacers are favored in the game, but that's okay. You got to think this is going to be a pretty fun, pretty exciting matchup. And, the players are going to get up for something like this. I'm going to be up for something like this, even if I have to wake up from my early nap here to see this one. I certainly don't mind. With the Pacers favored now by 3.5. We should update this. There we go. 3.5, and the total, call it 230, but it could be 229.5 or so here right now. The Pacers here doing pretty well when facing sub 500 teams right now. They've won 7 straight games against sub 500 competition. The Pacers have come in covering 8 of their last 9 overall. They're really in a good way here, playing pretty well. Spurs certainly, yes, I guess we could throw in there a little bit that maybe that's home court kind of, or the fans will be rooting for the Spurs anyway here in this one. The Spurs come in on a losing streak right now, 3 games coming in, having lost to Miami following those back-to-back losses against Memphis. So maybe they're looking forward to this trip. We do have a little bit of injury information in this one with Sochan. He is questionable in this one, and that's kind of the big, really the only significant note here of short-term injury status for Indiana. They beat Philly, they covered, they beat Detroit, they split that series against Cleveland. So see what you guys want to do here as we head to Paris tonight over there, but day game here at 2 Eastern and 11 Pacific with San Antonio and Indiana. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over. San Antonio's gone over in 4 of their last 5, but Indiana's gone under in 7 of their last 10. And yep, Indiana's on a roll here, certainly, but let's see what you guys have in this one. I just mentioned also Indiana under in 8 straight games as a favorite. Let's go to the chat. All right. Jermaine's given up on the Power 5 conferences. All right, Robert's going over here in this one. Trevor here on that pacer. He's got him to win the game here in this one. Let's see. Chris is saying, I think he's what? Oh, I'm not interpreting that, Chris, but I appreciate it. I don't know if he's talking about that situation with Jimmy and what they're going to do. Fernando likes the Spurs in this one. Trevor, Pacers money line. Jermaine, Wemby over and the game total over, right? So, all right. Art Tomps likes this game to go over. You guys like it over there a little bit. Chris Mack got some laddering going on in the in the last game there a little bit, huh? All right. Terrell likes the player props on Wemby today. The books, they're not going to be making it too easy on you, though. And
Steam Play.
Billy said, Bill Siegfried, hello, nice to see you in the chat. All right. Well, for me, I'm going to take the San Antonio Spurs. Yeah, I don't know if looking on the surface, the Pacers certainly are playing the much better. I think much better right now at 8-2 against the spread in their last 10 games, and the Spurs mentioned those losses right now. But I'm going to think that maybe it will be a bit of a motivating factor for the Spurs. Maybe they'll get the calls. I don't know. That's not really a handicap there, but I do think the Spurs with Wemby will be a little bit ramped here for this one. And Robert says, the points are going up here. You're paying a tax, I'm sure, with Wemby, but why not have a monster game here? So, all right, I'm going to try the Spurs in this one as my pick here today, but I think I might be on that total too. So, all right, it's good. It's going to be fun. Going to be a good game. Good feature there for the early action. Billy says he'll lean towards the Pacers. San Antonio's struggling. They don't win on the road a lot. Yeah, but still, both teams are technically on the road. And like I said, if anything, maybe San Antonio is going to have the fans rooting for them anyway. So as this game is in Paris tonight. All right. And I think it is a 2-game set there in Paris, if I'm not mistaken. The teams meet again it's on Saturday. It's on Saturday, and that'll be at, believe the same time as this game when they play game 2. No, it'll be 12:10 Eastern, 9:10 Pacific on Saturday. So, they play 2 games, so they got to pace themselves a little bit, so to speak. All right. And let's see. Bill says take Wemby over every game. He's great. And Thomas likes likes the Spurs here with me, it looks like. No consensus, I'm sure there. We were all over the place in that one, but that's all right. All right. Oops. All right, next up. Trailblazers and Magic here in this one. The Magic coming off that game there last time out. Let me pull it up here. Coming in with a 23-22 record, with Magic struggling here all of a sudden right now with 4 consecutive losses coming into this game. Still going to be an 8-point favorite here tonight, and the total currently at 212. It's kind of gone up here a little bit on some widely reported steam here in this one. So both teams are pretty strong spread teams for sure. Orlando's been one of the best favorites in the NBA with a 16-8 spread record as a favorite, 14-8 against the spread at home. Portland, they're certainly a profitable team as well, 22-17 against the spread as an underdog. Orlando often wins these games, no doubt, rarely losing at home to sub-500 teams, but they've failed to cover the spread in 7 of the last 8 meetings against Portland. Orlando's gone under in 4 straight games here as a favorite. Both teams kind of trend under for sure, especially Orlando, 8-16 to the under as a favorite. See what you guys might do in the chat. Portland's on a bit of a roll here for sure. They've covered 5 straight games on the road. They've also covered 7 of the last 8 meetings on, as we said, on the road. But Orlando's actually won 4 of the last 5 meetings overall between the teams. So what you usually have is Orlando is just favored by too many points over Portland. They get the win, but do not cover. 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams have gone under in this series. Man, this one feels pretty tough here to me. Let's go with you guys and see what you have in this one with the Portland Trailblazers and Orlando Magic today. All right. And here we go with, let's see here. Bill wants to know I don't know what my ATS record is the last 3 months by sport, but every game is published and broadcast on this show. I'm looking for someone to keep track of my plays. That's for sure, Billy. All right. Nasty Nate likes the Blazers to win the second quarter. All right. Jermaine says, I gave you all you need to know about this. Just scroll up. All right. Here we go. Gravy's here today. Fernando's on the under. Robert says, take Portland. And Jermaine says that was his first play. Portland. I hope I got it right here with what Jermaine's saying. Jerry says the Blazers will get this one in the back door here today. They'll just get that, be trailing and be able to close. Donut Silks is here in the chat. Hi, Donut. All right. Not much. I'm not seeing a whole lot of conviction from the chat, so maybe I'll just have to make the call here between these two. And I'm going to take the Magic, actually, to win and cover here today against the Blazers. Yeah, the Blazers have always given them Blazers always getting the money here against Orlando, but the Blazers are definitely, down here a bit, even from some of these teams that have been trailing off over the last couple of years. And the Magic really needs to find a game to get back on track right now. It feels like not only did they lose those 4 straight games, but they failed to cover. Now, they were underdogs in 3 of them, but they were blown out by Toronto last time, out by 16 points. So, all right, I'll just take the Magic here in this one. Hey, I've had some steam that came in here last couple of minutes in college basketball, so if I may just knock a couple more out here with New Mexico State. They took some steam here just moments ago in their game against Kennesaw. New Mexico State was a 7.5-point favorite. They're now probably up to 8.5 here. It looks like they're up to 8 for sure. Could be going higher here with New Mexico State taking the steam here against Kennesaw. Also, Western Kentucky. They took the steam here just moments ago in their matchup today with Louisiana Tech. That seems to be going against. I said I'm going to preview it. The steam came in Western Kentucky on the under. Western Kentucky and the under. I liked it the other way. So, oh well, we'll see when we get there. I'll have to pick one or the other, I think. Maybe whichever one has the best value for me. Also, moments ago, here's some NBA steam. We'll get to this one in a little bit, but the Bulls and the Warriors steam here to the under tonight. In this one, the Warriors are certainly in a little bit of a underrun for sure, especially as a favorite when they've been favored. And right now, that 231 is down to 230 or lower here right now. It's going lower. Steam coming in Chicago and Golden State right now. All right. Might have one more here. Santa Barbara took the steam here. Santa Barbara was an 11-point dog here, I think, in this one against UC San Diego. But right now, Santa Barbara taking the steam. This one's down to 10 or lower here. It looks like Santa Barbara taking the steam against UCSD on the road here. All right, continue on now with the NBA with all right Miami. There we go. Thanks Thomas. He knows what game's coming up next. The Heat and the Bucks. The Bucks are favored here by 7, and the total 223 here in this one. I'm showing this total going up here for sure. The steam originally came in on the under here, driving this one down, but there's no doubt this one is on the move higher here. I'm showing right now the Bucks are favored by 7, and the total is now 225.5 here in this one. So, man, take a look at that. With this one moving much higher here this morning. See what's up with that with Miami and Milwaukee. Maybe it has something to do with the season series or the series history of these two teams. 9 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams have gone over, including 9 of the last 10 meetings between the two teams here in Milwaukee. So this is a big time series history to the over in this one. Milwaukee's also gone over in 5 straight games right now. They've also covered the spread in 5 straight games at home. Now, we know the obvious storyline here. I guess I can't avoid it any longer with Jimmy Butler facing a suspension for this game because he didn't make the flight. They said he'd catch up with you later. I'll take a separate flight, but that wasn't good enough. And Butler, who just got suspended for 7 games before returning, now has been suspended for 2 more games for more. I don't know what is going on with Jimmy Buckets. We know what's going on, but what can we do about it here right now? All right, let's see maybe what you guys want to do in this one. I guess I would think maybe the Heat might be better without, kind of that rally around, right? Like, what do we need this guy for? I mean, we can't even count on him to make the flight. He obviously has been horrible in the games he's played in, so I'd rather have the Heat in the role, it feels like, against the Bucks without Jimmy Butler right now because he's just bringing the whole situation down. We know that. I'm sure you guys are commenting about it. Let's go. Let's take a look. As Thomas says, Miami's getting some players back, right? That's key here for sure. When you consider right now that Butler will be out, but Tyler Hero is probable in this game. And Johnson is questionable here. Giannis does have an injury tag on him here in this one. And let's see here. Green questionable, Beecham probable here today. And I'm going to the chat. All right. Terrell likes Simons to get it done. Bill says, what is my best sport to handicap? I hope it's college basketball because that's the sport that has the most games, the most picks, and anything that I do. That's the one where I am supposed to be able to pick and choose and have a great card. I've had a rough couple of days here, really kind of just splitting hairs there a little bit, but we did finish under 500. But to me, it's it's the ones with the biggest volume for me where I have the most opportunities to choose. From college basketball to baseball to NBA, NHL. I think when it comes down to it, the more games, the better. It feels like. Oh, thanks, Sports Money. That's so key. Thank you for that. Man, I really need to make sure I know everything that's going on the Sports Money Network here. So join the guys tonight for this. Is this right? The Bucks Heat is the featured live stream there tonight, and not the best of games certainly, but the featured game tonight for the guys. So that's going to be great. I don't know if I want to come for that one, man. That doesn't sound too great there yesterday, tonight, but all right. Jermaine's on the Heat. And Jerry Davis said he's on that Santa Barbara and he likes it now. He's got some CLV. How about the guys that are, how's your CLV doing now? Those guys are not making any sense to me. You still want to get CLV every time, if you lose, that's fine. But the guys are kind of going out there. Maybe they just lose too many of their CLV games, I guess. But I don't know what they're thinking when they say that. Robert might be on the Bucks no matter what. He likes them here, or he likes to say "fear that deer." And Thomas, yeah, I'm trying to get Thomas to get that going. So I will try to tell Mikey about that. I know I've been on him a little bit but it's his channel, certainly, my friend. All right. Milwaukee playing better. Terrell comparing Jimmy Butler to AB. Now, I don't know. I hope not, because we know AB is off the rails right now. Cash Kane. Here. And let's see. Cash Kane on the Bucks. Robert's on the over here in this one. Let's see here. Giannis does better when they're not going up against the top center. Okay, gotcha. And Billy's talking about Pat, the other Pat here. And I'm a Pat Riley guy, so I guess I'm maybe playing favorites a little bit, but all right. Robert says I'm on the Bucks. I think I'm on the Heat. All right. That might be it from the chat, but and James says he's got the over in this one. So yeah, man, that series history also. I mean, there's a little something to it. I remember this as a young lad. The first time I ever attended a game that I had a reasonable bet on. I mean, hey, when I was a youngster betting down in Tijuana, wasn't necessarily firing, but was out at a game on a business trip, if you will. I worked for a software. I know I've had a million jobs, but I worked as a software company, going to trade shows, setting up the booth. This is way back in the late '80s, early '90s, but. I went to Milwaukee and Miami in Milwaukee, and I had a big bet on the game, and it was a fun moment. All right, that's it from that game. I'm on the Heat. I'm taking the points. Jimmy's out. I'm on him. Okay, here we go. Next up. Raptors and Hawks here in this one. With the Hawks favored by 5 here, and the total is at 234 here. Let me catch up here a little bit. Got a little distracted there. All right, Raptors and Hawks here. Hawks favored in this one. They're man, a big total here, but the steam's already come in on the under. Let me check to see what it is. I think it right now we're showing the Hawks are down to 4.5 here at this point. I'll call it 4.5 here. Maybe just a slight move on the Raptors here today, and the total has dropped here a few points here, a couple points at least for sure on that widely reported steam here in this matchup. Toronto has covered 4 of the last 5 meetings on the road here in Atlanta. 7 of the last 8 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Atlanta, however, has gone under in 5 of their last 6 games coming into this one. Atlanta has covered 6 straight games at home when coming in off of a loss. They've also gone over in 13 of their last 15 home games as a favorite here. So the Sharps have been betting this one under here for sure, but the trends would say over. It is a big number, so we'll see here, but maybe we'll go to the chat and see what you guys have in this one with Toronto taking on Atlanta. Atlanta's lost 2 straight coming into this one to Detroit and New York. They failed as a dog against the Knicks. For Toronto, they did beat Orlando last time out 109-93 to get the money. Toronto is 25-15 as an underdog this season. Meanwhile, Atlanta 4-13 as a favorite. Still a pretty low number here, considering that Atlanta has twice as many wins this season as Toronto. So for Atlanta, a little bit of injury note here. Let's see. It's really just Toronto with the injuries to report here. Agbaji is questionable, Quickly is out, and Boucher is probable in this one. Let's go to the chat, see what you guys have with Toronto and Atlanta. All right. And Terrell right there, he's back down there at old Caliente, going to bet those games down there. And man, I used to go to the Pueblo Amigo back in the day. And Mikey, I was trying to get. I don't need. I was trying to get the Thomas a wrench. I want him to feel special in my chat. I've asked you a couple times, but I just figured it wasn't meant to be, so I haven't really pressured you on it. I don't even Thomas. Just want Thomas to be special in the chat. All right, let's see what else we've got here. Yeah, Thomas is one of my members there, Mikey, so please don't be offended by that. One of my subscribers there. All right, let me see. I'm trying to catch up here on the Toronto-Atlanta game. And again, I'm an independent contractor over here, Thomas. So if with your subscription, it doesn't include the YouTube membership. Okay. Oh, he's working on it there. Thank you, you guys. Appreciate you tolerating my interruption there to help these guys out and communicating. Okay. Here, first half over here for James Parm. And let's see here. Bill Siegfried says, you probably got 2 cents if you're in your bank account if you're betting on Toronto. Toronto's 24-17 against the spread this year. If you've bet on Toronto every game this season, you're winning money. Robert says, take the Raptors. And Jerry said, did the parlay hit last night? No, we had a loser in there, Jerry. We did have some winners, but the Brooklyn Nets, they did not come through. That's for sure with Team Steam consensus. And Minnesota also did not get there, unbelievably, there, despite winning the game. I think they were actually favored by 1.5 or 2, and they won by 1.
Make your
Okay. Try to get my tweet deck here. I thought there was some breaking news, and now my tweet deck is down. If there is breaking news, you guys, let me know in the chat. But I think we're maybe not. Okay, let's see here. All right. Raptors have covered in Atlanta there, says Jermaine. See what else? Jerry says the Hawks did not turn in a good enough effort in their last outing there in the game against the Pistons. We did have the Pistons yesterday. I had them. You guys had them. Mikey Money had them. All right. Good teams win. Great teams cover if they're a favorite. What if you're an underdog? Then you're not a good team, but you're great. Okay. Raptors win at home and not on the road. Good point. Raptors 9-10 against the spread on the road this season, and 15-7 against the spread at home. Great point. But certainly Atlanta in a bit of a funk here, 8-11 against the spread at home. Art Thompson's on the Raptors here. And I think that's it from you guys here in the chat. Give me the over in this one. I'll take the over with Toronto and Atlanta. I'm not scared of this big number. And sure, I guess the Sharps are betting it down here, but I'm going to go over in this one. Dallas is on the road against the Thunder. The Thunder coming off that game last night, right? With the SGA, that incredible performance, and the Jazz still got the money in that game. The game did go over last night, but you got the Mavericks here on the road getting 13 here in this one. Wow. And let's go to some of the numbers here with these guys, but just a great performance there as SGA became just a fourth Thunder player to have over 50 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. Of course, Russell Westbrook did it 4 previous times. You also had KD do it, and Ray Allen. Ray Allen did it as a member of the Seattle Supersonics, but same franchise. So he's on the record books as one who did it as well for that franchise. But what a performance last night by SGA. Heading into tonight's game for the Thunder here, Dallas has won 4 of the last 5 meetings coming into this one. We've been handicapping Dallas here for a couple weeks now without Luka in the lineup, but there are other problems with this Dallas team here right now, injury-wise, right? You've got Clay questionable, you got Hardy questionable, Powell questionable, Marshall questionable, Derek Lively, he's out for sure. Derek Lively is going to miss time here for sure, I think with a broken foot. So that's going to hurt certainly for Oklahoma City. You got Isaiah Joe questionable here in this one, but that's really it. So it does feel like the Mavericks have some injury woes coming into the game here a little bit. Still big number, and Dallas has been not great in this little spell here. They did cover last time out. They were tough against Minnesota in that 115-114 loss last time out, but they did lose to Charlotte before that. OKC, meanwhile, the win over Utah. They were favored by 16. They won by 9. They did beat up on Brooklyn, covering 16 and a half here at home. You know, the Thunder have been a great cover, and it's not like they haven't been favored by a bunch of points in many of these games, right? The Thunder are 16-7 against the spread here at home. It's supposed to be rivalry week or something like that in the NBA with some of these matchups. I don't know if it's, in every game, obviously not, but Oklahoma City on a roll here at home. They really don't even lose here right now. And Dallas has failed to cover here in 6 straight games on the road. They've also gone over in 6 straight games, went on a back-to-back. So Dallas has gone under in 4 of their last 5 games on the road. Oklahoma City 8-1 against the spread last 9 games at home. And here we go, seeing what you guys have in this one with Thomas. There he is. He's a wrench. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Mike. Look, I don't even know if Thomas knows what to do with it, but this man is one of my day oneers from the other channel. Remember, I was so worried that I missed Thomas for a week when we moved over here to the channel. I felt empty. And here he is. All right, he's got the wrench. All right. Robert likes the over here in this one. I hope you appreciate Thomas, putting forth the effort every day. I know a lot of you are here every day, each and every one of you, but I know we all think Thomas is a true gentleman there, so thank you. All right, here's Thunder for Fernando. And see here. Yeah, I think Bill's got a good point there with that comment. All right. Thomas, you just keep doing what you're doing. I just want you to be in blue or green or something in there. Art Thompson's on the Thunder. I want you to stand out in the crowd. That's all. All right. And I think that's it from you guys in the chat. I guess I'll make the call here. The widely reported steam is obviously on the Thunder. And, the Sharps, it does feel like they're going to want to take the Mavericks here. If you look at this, I want to peek at this Sharp action here. It does feel like they want to be on the Dallas Mavericks here, but I don't know if I can quite do it here. I'm going to take the Thunder in a blowout today against the Mavs. Even with this, back-to-back situation. They're both on the back-to-back. Dallas is a team actually traveling, in after the home game against Minnesota last night. So it's a big number. I'll lay it at home with Oklahoma City. All right. A little bit of steam coming in here right now with Fairfield and Manhattan. Game to go under right now in this one. You've got this one was 148.5. We're down to 147.5, maybe 147 here with a little bit of steam to the under in the game between Fairfield and Manhattan. Also, Campbell and Stony Brook steam to the over here in this one. Campbell often goes over in this role, long-term road conference favorite. But here the steam's coming in on the over at 134.5. This was probably going to go to 136 here. It originally was, I believe, as high as 136. Gradually went down, maybe a little head fake, and then went back up here to one. It looks like going to be 135.5 or 136 here right now. Also, Delaware and Hofstra. Here's some steam to the over in this one. It was 140, but we're up to 141.5. It looks like here right now, maybe even 142 with Delaware and Hofstra steam to the over. NHL steam, Calgary Flames in their matchup. They were $1.20 last night. They're going to be north of $1.30 here, or $1.35 with steam coming in on the Flames. They're at home tonight against the Sabres. We'll eventually get to the hockey, but here's some more hockey steam right now. The Ottawa Senators are a massive rush here as a favorite right now. They are up to $1. They were a small underdog overnight, but Ottawa here up to $1.40 or higher here right now. Big time steam today on Dallas in this one. Maybe we're getting some goalie information. I don't know. We'll get there, but wow, look at the Senators. I thought I was going to be all sneaky by picking the Senators here, but guess all the sharps are on the Senators here. Also, Columbus and Carolina steam to the under here at 6.5 maybe here, but it's a flat 6 everywhere. But no doubt, steam was on the under here with Columbus and Carolina. Also, seconds ago here, we had some steam. Tarleton State and Abilene Christian. We're seeing some steam here to the over in the matchup with Tarleton and Abilene Christian. Abilene Christian at home as a favorite. They've seen their share of conference games that have gone over the last couple of seasons. It's up to 128.5, maybe 129 here right now with Tarleton and Abilene Christian. And that might be it for our steam. Oh, gosh. Carolina took some steam in their matchup with Columbus. It was $3.50. Carolina's up to $4 pretty much at a lot of the square books right now. We're seeing it. They were $3.40, $3.50 overnight, but they are a runaway favorite against Columbus here at $4 right now. Wow. All right, let's go into it here right now and continue on here with some of our action in the NBA. Man, we've only gotten halfway through it pretty much. Appreciate everybody here. And we'll move on to the Kings, taking on the Nuggets here on the road. You got the Nuggets here, 7.5, and the total, a wild 240 here in this one. Almost up to 241. I'm showing the game right now, 8.5, 241.5. Here is the Nuggets and the over, the obvious move here in this one. You got the steam did come in on the over in the game. So let's go to some of the notes and see what we have in this one with Denver. They have won 7 of their last 8 games coming in. We know Denver's kind of been making some headway here in the standings. Once mired near 500, they're now 27-16 coming in, but they're up against the hot Kings, and there's no stopping these guys right now. They're on a 3-game winning streak here and really cooking. Man, you got to give a lot of credit to whatever Doug Christie did with this team, right? It's working here right now, but Denver is 8-2 against the spread in their last 10 games overall, and they've covered 7 straight games as a favorite coming into this one. But can they cool off the Red Hot Kings here tonight? Denver's gone over in 4 straight games at home coming into this one. Sacramento has won 10 of their last 11 games overall coming into this one, and Sacramento's gone over in 4 of their last 5 games on the road. These teams do tend to go over a little bit this season. Denver 26-16 to the over, including 14-7 to the over at home. Let's see what you guys have here in this one. With Jermaine thinks this is a crazy spread here right now because he's been watching these Kings do work. Cash Kane says, take the Kings here. And Thomas, maybe on the Kings here, looking at the total in this one. All right. Cash Kane says this one's coming down to the wire. R. Thompson's on the Nuggets and Robert's on the over here in this one. I'm going to take the under in this game between I know I just read off a bunch of trends pointing to the over here, but Kings are playing pretty well. They have been improving defensively. I think we've got a real good matchup here, and I'm going to end up here on the under in this game. I 240. Look, I'm one usually following. Hey, if it's a high number for a reason type of guy, but I'm going to take the under with Sacramento and Denver. All right, the Mavericks are taking on the Thunder in this one. Or did I get it right? Oh, I'm sorry. Whoops. We already did that game. Here we go. Oh, I think I screwed up because of the if you're looking at your rotation order, you might see Washington and Utah in there. We know tonight Washington is playing the Clippers, so we skip down to 573, 574 here with Celtics and the Lakers. Let's hear it from Nate in the chat here at the Celtics. And look, last night the Celtics remained in form. Yes, we got it right going with the Clippers last night. Look, it didn't go under, that's for sure, which we've seen, from the teams there in those roles. But again, the Clippers and the Celtics too, both teams were kind of hampered by injuries last night. And people say, you'd think, oh, well, we don't have the stars in the game, so it'll be an under, right? But more so, you're missing. If we make a joke about defense, but usually you're missing better defensive players when the better stars are not in there. So if that makes any sense. All right, let's talk about the role though. And this time with the Celtics here and the Lakers. Again, Boston did win last night, so you know what that means. Boston has failed to cover the spread now in 15 of their last 16 games off of a win, and here they are favored in this one. So LA's gone over in 5 straight games as an underdog here in this match, as an underdog overall. So, total's gone over in 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams. If this is rivalry week, maybe there's still some sense of rivalry between the Celtics and the Lakers, certainly when I was a kid. And Boston's gone under in 5 of their last 6 games on the road. Lakers have won 5 of their last 6 at home right now. They're 23-18. Boston coming in 31-13. They've been humbled here a little bit of late, but they did win their last 2 games here, including that one last night, although the Clippers got the money. All right, let's see what you want to do in this one with the Celtics and the Lakers here tonight. And it's going to be sports money. Oh, the Celtics almost lost that game last night. Celtics laying it here. Sports money is money, Justin. Good to see you. He's got the over in this matchup with the Lakers. Justin's here. Sometimes we see, I might just go with it right now. Justin, look, I guess the trends would kind of point to the under a little bit, given Boston 6-15 to the under on the road. But I'm with Justin here. I'm going over in this one tonight after what I kind of saw last night. Now, I would guess maybe we'll see a little bit. We do know there is some kind of critical information here, but Davis is probable, LeBron is probable, Jaylen Brown is probable, KP questionable, Big Al questionable, Holiday questionable here. And you see Vanderbilt on the injured list every day. We did get word yesterday. I think we got word that it's even going to be longer now. I guess, was it even going to be the rest of the season, or is Vanderbilt's season over? I guess I didn't get the full gist of it. I figured it didn't matter at this point, but there was some news on his status for the season, basically extending the injury for a longer period, I think is what they said. Here's Robert on the Lakers. And Terrell, I've got AD in tonight, though, I think. And nice to see Station Play Entertainment in there. Thomas likes the Celtics on the money line. Jermaine, what is that? Oh, he's talking about the other game there. Jerry says Magic and Bird, right? Oh, I can remember where I was in March of 1979 watching Larry Bird and Magic Johnson as I was 10 years old and thought, man, you know, I 10 years old, you're not too much into college basketball. And I was saying, I like this college basketball. Jermaine's going under. Jerry says Lakers and over.
Steam playing.
And will they show out on rivalry night, Jerry, right? All right, I guess that's going to do. I'm on the over here in this one. A couple more here. I almost said one more, but don't forget that Clipper game. Bulls and Warriors here in this one with the Warriors favored in a game here. The sorry Warriors here right now. And what's going on with these guys here? We got a little bit of breaking news here right now. I want to get to you here real quick. We're not going to fly up the banner or anything, but more cancellations tonight here. Southern Miss and Troy in Alabama. This one's going to get postponed. They will make this game up on Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific. We've got a postponement tonight. Southern Miss and Troy due to that winter storm down south. Hope everyone's figuring it out there a little bit, but they'll postpone this one. Also here, I've got another one coming in right now with South Alabama and UL Monroe. I wonder how many others we'll have today. South Alabama, UL Monroe is postponed here today. This one will be made up on Monday at 7:30 Eastern and 4:30 Pacific. So Southern Miss and Troy, South Alabama and Monroe, these games have been postponed tonight. All right, I'm continuing on with my Bulls and Warriors here in this one. You've got the Warriors. They've covered won and covered 8 of the last 9 years against the Bulls, but the Warriors are in a funk here. And if anything, the Bulls feels like they've been playing pretty okay here of late. Warriors 21 and 22, losers of 2 straight right now, including that 123 to 117 loss to Sacramento last night, but they were a 7.5 point dog in that one, and they actually ended up getting the money there by a point. For the Bulls, they got that win at the Clippers to snap that losing. I said they were playing better. I guess I meant played better in that game against the Clippers anyway. So let's see if you guys want to go with this one with the Bulls here against the Warriors. Chicago's won 6 of their last 7 on the road when facing teams on a back-to-back. Well, meanwhile, Golden State's failed to cover in 5 straight games on a back-to-back. Golden State's also gone under in 9 straight games on a back-to-back. And Chicago's gone under in 5 straight games on the road here right now. They're 3-7 to the under in their last 10 games. 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams have gone over. Go into the chat here right now to see what you have with Chicago and Golden State. Jerry didn't like Larry Bird. All right. Sir Mackey likes the Lakers in that other game. Sorry, I missed it, Sir Mackey. Golden State having some issues here, I think Jermaine's saying. Billy had the under in that Sacramento game. The Bulls and under here for Robert. And Bulls and under also for Terrell. Jerry's on the Bulls. Jermaine likes the under here with Golden State. All these unders, it feels like at this point. I know the Sharps are going to be on the over here from what I saw, but I don't know if I could do it the way these Warriors games have been going under so frequently, it feels like, right? Here's Thomas says Bulls and under. Oh, is it? Oh, is Bulls and under a consensus play here? Wow, both of them? Okay, let's do it. Bulls consensus and the under. I can't disagree. That would be, I'll just roll with the chat here in this one. Can I do that? Do I have to make a pick on every game? I kind of like the Bulls and the under, so let's do it in the chat and make it a two-team. It might be our only uh, parlay here. Billy says this Warriors lineup, it is finally catching up to them. You see right? I mean, it feels like the rest of the team, when you still have Steph Curry, it feels like the team now you have to design schemes and, for Curry to get that. But it almost feels like the team, it does look far more dysfunctional than a typical Warriors team, right? But it almost feels like, and Kerr's certainly is supposed to be able to design it, but I mean, if the players can't follow through, it feels like they're just not getting it in the right spots to their superstar, quite frankly. All right, and we knew Looney here could be questionable. He was in the game last night. He went sick. He only played like 9 minutes in the game last night. So hopefully he'll feel better today, but he's questionable. Kyle Anderson has the old sore butt. Pajemski, he's questionable. Draymond is out. Kuminga's out as well. Kuminga does have a pretty interesting role on the team, and I think it also is hurting them right now. Kobe White, questionable. Dosunmu, questionable. Duarte is out of this game. Javon Carter's upgraded to probable. We've made our choice. It's on the Bulls and under. We got to get to hockey, man. We are behind schedule now. Oh, we got one more. I forgot. We got to go to the Wizards and the Clippers because this is the game. They've had to adjust the schedule a little bit for the fires and all that, I think is what's happened here. So Clippers, favorite at home against the Warriors. Doesn't feel like the Clippers would be covering any big numbers at this point, even against the Wizards. They've done a pretty good job, obviously, but Clippers have lost a couple in a row here right now, and they didn't look that great last night. They still got the money with that makeshift lineup, I guess you could say. Clippers a little bit on a roll here, covering spreads for sure. They are 14-5 as a favorite. Meanwhile, Washington 6-12 against the spread on the road. Clippers 16-7 against the spread at home, but still a pretty big number, man, here when you don't even know if you can get the right lineup, it feels like, in there tonight. Clippers have beat Washington at home for 16 straight years, believe it or not, despite all of those years, right, where maybe the Clippers weren't as good as they are now. That's a long streak, but Clippers, they've covered 10 of their last 11 games overall right now, so it's really been a good run here. The only game they didn't cover is that game where they threw in the clunker against the Bulls the other night. 10 of the last 11 meetings between these two teams have gone over, so you basically have the, Clippers win and it goes over. So let's see what you have here. Washington's gone under in 4 of their last 5 on the road, but Clippers have been a little bit of an under here so far at home. I'm going to the chat in this one, and we've got Justin's on the Clippers, and Thomas is on Washington. Just too many points maybe here, huh? All right, Billy's remembering the days. I'd sit here, Billy, and talk all day with you about it. All right, Clippers here. And Arnez liked the steam there yesterday. I'm glad, Arnez. I'm glad you were taking note of that steam. I mean, the steam's coming in. I don't control it, so I just report it. I can't take much credit other than feeling that it is a worthy thing to talk about on my show. Like I said, there are some people in this space that think it's a waste of time. They don't believe in line moves, I guess. They don't. They just ignore it. Not important. Not important. The game just moved 2 points. No big deal. Nothing to see here. All right. I think that's it in this one, and I'm gonna have to take the Clippers to roll here over the Wizards. All right. I'm gonna take the Clippers. All right. I'm not going to argue with the guys. I'm just saying, they just told me to my face, basically. Worthless information. Okay, you just wait until the line goes up 2 points. If you miss the move, it's going to cost you. All right, let me go to hockey. Man, we got to speed it up here in this one right now. Here we go. We're going to go fast, you guys, I think. Okay, let's start it off with the Blue Jackets taking on the Hurricanes here in this one with the Hurricanes. They're up to $4, as I said already. And you know what? I was actually probably going to go premium in this game on a puck line. I don't really even do it that often, but look, I'm okay with the Jackets here most of the time. I don't mind them, but they've been most of their good work has been at home. So, got Frederick Anderson here is confirmed in goal for the Hurricanes here tonight. I'm going to fire up the goalie computer here and make sure we get see who's in, who's out so far with this matchup between the Blue Jackets and the Hurricanes here. Oops. A couple of services. I've got okay. Oh, here we go. Now I've refreshed it. Anderson is the likely goalie here. I've got him confirmed actually, but he was in the starters crease this morning. Already reported. Anderson's just good to have him in here. 4-1 this season, a 1.78 goals allowed. So just a big difference certainly with Anderson. No problem. Kashetkov has been terrific, picking up the slack this season for Anderson, but with Anderson in here tonight and the increased line, I was gonna use as a premium. I guess I won't now. I guess I'm gonna use it right here and go with the Hurricanes against the Blue Jackets in this one. I know the Blue Jackets certainly you can't argue with their good puck line record this season. I mean, it certainly is. It's real, but oh man, I don't know in this game if it's gonna quite work out for him here. Robert's on the under there. Hey Barry, nice to see Barry in the chat today. Fernando, Philly Eagle Flyer over 5.5, and he'll take CBJ plus 2.5 here. Hey, I don't mind that. I don't mind that. I'm just gonna be on Carolina, but I mean, there's no doubt if you everybody's taking 2.5, whatever, even if you have to lay a little bit of time, that's still the values on Columbus. I'm on the non-value, if you know what I mean. All right, there's that CBJ line. Also, Philly Eagle Flyers on the team total over. All right. Next up is the Senators taking on the Bruins here in this one. You've got the Senators, $1.40 now on the road. Look at see $1. Like I said, the Bruins were overnight favorite, okay, but then the Senators became the favorite by $1.25 when I was putting in these lines while I was watching the tennis this morning, and now they're up to $1.40 here on the widely reported Steam here right now. So Ottawa, I thought it was going to be like a little bit sneaky here, it felt like, but not now. Feels like everybody's all of a sudden pouncing on the Senators here in this one without it. There is no value, and I don't think on the Senators here. Let me see. What is the reasoning behind this? Could it be? Is there, goalie, backup goalie here? What do we got? All right. I've got Corpusalo and Merlanen listed there, and I think that's going to be the matchup here. And look, Merlanen's been pretty good so far, 2.32 goals against. Ottawa's been pretty good. Really, it was what it is now. They did lose last time out against the Rangers 5-0. Boston comes in here off of a loss as well, having dropped their game to New Jersey last time out. These two teams met just 5 days ago. It was that crazy 6-5 game to give Ottawa their third straight win here of late over the Bruins. So they've had to kind of own the season series. Boston's a terrible underdog, 6-14, but they are 14-7 at home so far this season. Ottawa's 6-18-2 to the under on the road. And even though Boston is kind of an over team this season, they are 10-13-1 to the under at home, although they are 14-6 to the over as a dog. So, all right, let's see if you want to play this one here with Ottawa and Boston tonight. Like I said, no value here on Ottawa, unfortunately. I just feel like they were the right side all the way here. The steam came in on them. 6 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone under the total. Boston, however, has gone over in 5 straight games, but Ottawa under in 9 of their last 10, including 5 straight on the road. Go into the chat here to see what you guys have with Ottawa and Boston here tonight. Tremaine said, you had Boston, of course, playing last night, and that is also a good point by Tremaine on maybe that line move. But, everybody knew Boston played last night. And, yeah, the Devils smoked them. And Billy says they've been playing well. There's no doubt Ottawa has been playing well. Jermaine's on the over. He says the value is on the over. Jermaine says the value is on the over in the game. Art Thompson likes the under here. And, okay, I'm going to go ahead. I guess I'm going to take Ottawa now here on the show. I was going to go premium, but because it's, such a big line now, I should at least even update it on the screen, right? I mean, to indicate the $1.40 here. They're $1.48 at DraftKings. I'll put it $1.45, but wow. All right. Senators team total over there. Here we go. Next up. Flyers and Rangers here tonight with the Rangers favored at home, $1.45. Does feel like they've kind of squared things up here a little bit. The Rangers here of late, kind of putting that little slump behind them, having won 3 of their last 4 games, including the winner against Ottawa 5-0 last time out for the Flyers. They come in here off of the 3-game winning streak right now, beating the Islanders, beating New Jersey, and beating Detroit last time out. Philadelphia's won 5 of their last 6 games overall right now. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two teams have gone under, and the Rangers have gone under in 5 of their last 6 games at home. So you're going to have Shesterkin in here going up against Urson, it feels like. Igor's confirmed in net tonight, 16-15 with a 2.7 goals against average coming into this one. The Flyers have gone under in 7 of their last 10 games overall. They are 14-11 to the over on the road, but all right, fam, let's see if you want to take a shot here in this one with the Rangers taking on the the Rangers. The Flyers are taking on the Rangers. All right, Rangers have won 8 straight meetings against Philadelphia when coming off of a win but the Flyers have covered 9 straight on the puck line against the Rangers when they're coming off of a win. Let's go to the chat. Let's see what you have here in this one with the Flyers taking on the Rangers. It's going to be... Hi, Nuke. Great to have Nuke in here today. Hi, Nuke. Here's Robert on the Flyers in this one. And I guess I'm just going to have to take the under here. I kind of want to use the under as a premium, but I'm not sure about the side. So give me the under in this one between the Flyers and the Rangers. I do like the play. You wonder why I can't come up with any premiums right now. And I think I end up using them all on the show. And we've had a pretty good run on the show. It's all right. Maybe if we win on the show, go buy the picks to thank us that way. If I can't get it right, we did have the winner right in the premium pick last night. Okay, here we go. The Canadians taking on the Red Wings. How about these Canadians right now in the hockey they're playing? Red Wings have lost 3 straight. The Canadians, they've won a couple in a row again. They keep this great run going. They beat Tampa Bay. They beat the Rangers, man. They are looking pretty sharp here at this point. It's a good feeling for the Montreal Canadiens here. They're, not only are they winning, they're winning in the underdog role. It feels like a lot of times, right? When you're 22-21 straight up as an underdog, you are a profitable team for sure, and you're winning 30 cents on the dollar here every game with Montreal on the road doing such a great job. As an underdog, no doubt, every time it feels like they are hanging in there. Hard to find losses, it feels like, with the Canadians at this point. Let's go to the chat here with this one. Montreal has also covered the puck line in 5 straight meetings against the Red Wings overall. These two teams met twice in December. Montreal won them both. 5-1 at home, 4-3 here back on December the 20th. So Detroit, though, they are 5-1 their last 6 games at home, and they're also covering some puck lines here at home. But let's see what you got here with the Canadians and the Red Wings in Detroit tonight. I've got Sam in there against Talbot tonight. This is most likely, this is almost 100% the matchup here is the Canadians 7-1-1 in their last 9 games right now. And you got Montembeault really strong in that last game. He had 33 saves against the Lightning. And you do have Talbot was in the crease this morning, so this will be the matchup. And here we go with Philly Eagle Flyer likes Montreal here. Robert likes Montreal. Also likes the under there. Tremaine says they've been covering those puck lines. Our Tomps likes the under in this one. And I'm going to take the Cash Kane does like the Red Wings. I'm taking the Montreal Canadiens. I'm not stopping here at this point. Give them to me. Right now, the line, I show $1.20 there on screen, and that's pretty much the line everywhere. Maybe Detroit's ticked up just a little bit. He says, is that line too short? Well, like I said, it could be $1.25, $1.30 here right now. I'm going to take Montreal. Thomas says it's consensus. Cash Kane was on Detroit, but I think we had 3 or 4 and me as well, right there on the on those games. So, all right. Yeah, I'm going money line for sure, Jermaine. The puck line price is it's like $2.40, I think, here on Montreal this morning. So we're going money line for sure here. All right. Hello to Peasy there. Detroit wants to lay it with Cash Kane. Cash Kane wants to lay it with Detroit. All right, Utah and the Wild in this one. Vedmilka here on the road going up against Gustafson. Gustafson, I believe, is the confirmed goalie here in this one. Minnesota comes in 28, 15, and 4. Utah's 1-2 straight. They're above 500 again. They beat Winnipeg. They beat St. Louis. Minnesota, meanwhile, is coming off a 3-1 win at Colorado. We had them in that game. Gustafson confirmed here for the Wild. He's 18-9-3 with a 2.58 goals against average and a 91.5% save percentage here. Utah's been good on the road so far. They are 12-8 on the road, although 9-17 as an underdog. Minnesota 11-10 at home, but 20-7 as a favorite. So they're a better favorite on the road than they are at home, it feels like here. It feels like the role almost is reversed here in this game. If it were at Utah, I'd want to take the Wild. Here in Minnesota, I might be on Utah. Let's see if there's anything that can kind of get me off of this situation, because I think I want to be on Utah here.
Play.
Utah, they're 8-3. Their last 11 games on the road right now. They've covered the puck line in 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams. Before, Arizona, again, we always say it, but Utah's covered on the road against this franchise, but the games, were in not all of them, right? Because these two teams have already met twice this season, these conference foes. Utah, sure enough, right? So we talk about the tendency of the teams. It feels like Utah a little bit on the road. They're pretty good. Yeah, they're an underdog, but still on the road, they're better. Minnesota at home, they're just mediocre for some reason. The two teams met in December, 10 days apart. The game was in Minnesota. Utah won 2-1. The game in Utah 10 days earlier, Minnesota won. I've got to take the Utah Hockey Club here in this one as an underdog. I'll take Utah in this one. Let me go to the chat. I should have waited here. Let's see what you guys have. Thomas is talking spaghetti and meatballs in the chat. It's only 8 a.m. here, but I'm down. All right, Utah and under for Jermaine. Philly Eagle Flyer likes the Wild. R. Tomps likes the under here. And Cash Kane says Utah's beat up right now. They've got some injuries here coming into this one, probably some of the more significant ones at this time with the on defense here, it looks like. This is where they're missing players. Minnesota, though, they've been obviously without their big stars as well, but they're both probable here finally tonight. Jermaine with the under, Robert with the over.
Steam play.
Oh, Utah. Oh, I see, Cash Kane. You're taking Utah. Wild have major injuries. Okay, I just read it. I just kind of I want to read your guys' comments exactly right, and sometimes I just take it out of context. There is what it is, right? All right. Also, just in here, I think the big SEC women's game between LSU and South Carolina, they're moving that one from tonight to Friday as well. So, all right. I'm on Utah there. Let's keep it moving right now. Got to keep this show going with the Golden Knights on the road. Take it on the Blues here with Samsonov going up against Bennington. Is that right today? Let's take a look at the matchup here in this one with Minnesota Vegas here on the road against the Blues. Golden Knights come in here 29, 14, and 4. The Blues are 23, 21, and 4. The Knights in their biggest slump right now of the season, having lost 4 straight games. Still going to be a favorite here on the road. They're 24-12 as a favorite. Here, St. Louis 16-20 as an underdog. They're only 11-10 at home this season are the Blues. Vegas above 500 on the road. Still pretty big price at $1.50 here right now. And the total is six under 15. It's mostly sixes out there for sure in this game now. There are still some 5.5 overs, but does feel like we've got mostly sixes juiced to the under here in this one. So let's go to the chat, see what you guys have here with Vegas on the road against St. Louis. Vegas has won 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone over. Vegas has actually covered the puck line in 4 of the last 5 meetings between the two teams. St. Louis has also won 4 out of their last 5 games at home coming into this one. St. Louis is 7-13-2 to the under here at home, but Vegas, they've been a pretty big over here of late. Vegas has been going over quite steady here right now. They've also won 8 of their, let's see, 8 of the road team. Okay, I'm ready to go to the chat. Let me see what you guys have in this one. I can't even read my own notes. All right. We got this one here with Philly Eagle Flyer here is on the Blues money line. Team total over 2.5. Robert's on the under here right now. And Jermaine says he'll take Vegas in regulation. Jermaine says take VGK. Let's see what's. Oh, this is their season series here, I think, a little bit. And our Thompson is on the Blues here in this one. All right, I'm going to take the Knights here, though, on the road to win over St. Louis as a favorite. Cash Canes with me. Take Vegas on the money line. All right, next up, Buffalo and Calgary in this one. Buffalo, both teams coming in off of a win here right now. You got Calgary, the favorite, $1.35 right now. $1.35. Total 5.5. Juice to the over for sure. I'm showing Luukkonen up against Wolf, expected at least in this one tonight. Wolf comes in 16-7 with a 2.5 goals against average. Pretty good. Calgary just 22-16-7. Buffalo 18-24-5 coming in. But Buffalo did win last time out, beat Vancouver on the road 3-2. This is a third game of this road trip here right now for Buffalo. For Calgary, they did beat Winnipeg on the road last time out 3-1 after they got swept in that 2-game road trip to St. Louis. So see what you guys want to do here in this one. Buffalo and Calgary. You have Calgary winning 4 of their last 6 games overall. They've also gone under in 6 of their last 7 games. Calgary here is 6-10 to the under as a favorite. Buffalo's gone over 28-14 this season, but on the road they're just 10-9 to the over and 13-11 to the over as a dog. So more low scoring games. Buffalo at home, high scoring. On the road, they're kind of down the middle, if you know what I mean. So maybe with this total having seeped down here to 5.5, there are some juiced 6s out there, it feels like right now. So I'm going to take the under in this one with Buffalo and Calgary. You figure Calgary's been going under. Buffalo's actually won 5 of the last 6 years here in Calgary. Calgary playing a little bit better here right now for sure, but it's always been a good trip for Buffalo here. Go into the chat, see what you guys have. I've already committed here to the under, I think. All right, Cash Kane's on the Sabres. Art Tomp's on the Sabres. Robert's on the Calgary Flames. And Cash Kane says Buffalo should be favored in this game. I don't know about that. You might want to pick Buffalo, Kane, but I don't think you could ever make a reasonable argument other than the fact that, hey, I know they're going to win. I'm taking a stand, right? I like Buffalo. I don't think anybody could make Buffalo a favorite in this game. Your numbers might point to Buffalo, or maybe the values on Buffalo, but All right. Jermaine says Buffalo's covered the puck line in 8 straight games in this series, right? Or is it overall? Because I know that Buffalo certainly didn't cover them all, right? Cash Kane says the Sabres are just better than Calgary. All right, I don't quite see it that way, but hey, Ron G's in the chat. He likes the over in this one. Hi, Ron. Nice to have you. All right, I'm just gonna go under in this one. I want to catch up on some steam real quick because we just had an NBA move come in. There were some college ones I was going to wait on, but you know what? We've got a steam move coming in here on the game between the Clippers and the Wizards right now. Let's move to it. Action here on the over in this one with the Clippers and with the Wizards and the Clippers here. This is a series that definitely goes over. We talked about it, right? And the steam's coming in on the over right now with the Wizards and the Clippers. It was 224. We're up to 225 or so here right now, it looks like, in this matchup with the Wizards and the Clippers. We're almost done with the hockey. We still got 4 to go, but Canucks and Oilers here in this one. Oilers, big favorite, $1.85, 5.5 over 20 with Skinner in goal going up against Thatcher Demko. In this one, you've got a big favorite here, obviously, with Edmonton at home, but this is actually a series where Vancouver's had a lot of success for whatever reason. They play well against Edmonton. Vancouver's covered the puck line in 16 of the last 19 meetings here in Edmonton. That's almost 10 years worth of getting the puck line every time. And they haven't been favored in many of those games. That's for sure. They've also covered the puck line in 11 of the last 13 games overall. So just a pretty good series for Vancouver. Edmonton, though, has won 6 of their last 7 at home. They've lost 2 in a row all of a sudden to Washington and Vancouver. Of course, back on January the 18th, 5 days ago, Vancouver won at home 3-2 here. So, the books are onto it a little bit. The puck line, it seems a little bit stiff. Maybe the Edmonton Oilers will win the game. I'm going to take the puck line on Vancouver here at minus $1.60 or so. I got to think that they still hang in. Whatever reason, this is just a series that Vancouver has some pretty good success here. So Edmonton 8-14-2 to the under. At home, they've also gone under in 5 straight games overall coming into this one. So let me go to the chat here with you guys and see what you got. What did I say about Edmonton's under streak? 7 straight at home, 7 straight unders at home here in this series between Vancouver and Edmonton. Of course, Connor McDavid. People were giving me a hard time not mentioning it, and my bad. I shouldn't assume that we all know the latest injury report. I mean, he's obviously out for 2 more games with this suspension right now, but I did kind of ignore it last time. There probably just didn't remember. But here we go with your comments in this one between the Canucks and the Oilers. All right. Oh, Ron had a over there in the Buffalo Calgary. Thanks, Ron. Missed you. Sorry there. All right. All right, here. We've got Jermaine here. He's talking a little season series. I have to, Sir Mackey's off on some tangent. I don't want to put you time out, my man, but it's just getting in the way of me trying to figure out these plays. I mean, this is a sports betting show, right? Okay. Oilers here, money line, team total over 3.5 and over 5.5. Jermaine's got some stats here on this one. He's and Philly Eagle Flyers says I got to go against the trends in that game, and it sounds like still take Edmonton there a little bit, right? But I'll take Vancouver. Let's keep it moving right now with the Penguins on the road here, taking on the Ducks. This game has gone afoul in this one, with the Ducks having lost 4 straight. Coming in here to this one, just 2-6-2 overall in their last 10 games. Pittsburgh, 6-5 straight up on as a favorite so far this season. They come in here having won 5-1 against the Kings there the other night. And they also lost at Washington. They won at Buffalo. So let's see what you guys might do in this one here as we're on the West Coast night game with Pittsburgh. Here, Anaheim, they've lost 7 of their last 8 coming into this one. Still, this has been a series where the road team usually covers the puck line. Pittsburgh's gone under in 5 straight games on the road off of a win. Pittsburgh's been terrible, actually, on the road, 8-11. They're costing you more than a third of a unit per game playing Pittsburgh on the road. Meanwhile, for the Ducks, they're a break-even team pretty much at home for the most part. Often getting a little bit of a price as a dog, but Pittsburgh's won 6 of the last 7 meetings overall and actually covered the puck line in 4 of the last 5 here at Anaheim. Again, road team usually gets the puck line, but they're favored here, and Anaheim's covered 4 out of the last 5 games at home right now. Pittsburgh just 4-7 on the puck line on the road. I'm going to take Anaheim straight up here in this game to beat Pittsburgh tonight. Give me the Ducks in this one. Let's go to the chat, maybe see if you guys are playing the game tonight. I keep going first here right now a little bit. All right. Philly Eagle Flyer says go over the over trifecta in this one. All right, not much from you guys in this one. I'll just take the Ducks. Next up here, we're cooking along, singing a song with the Capitals and the Kraken. Capitals, big favorite on the road. These Capitals are for real here right now with this winning streak. When will it end? Could it be tonight? They're on the road against Seattle. They're winning by margin every time right now, covering puck lines. They're dynamite. They're getting incredible goaltending, top-notch defense. It's a championship quality team here, it feels like, and they feel like they're just unstoppable at this point. Now, I will say this. The Sharps are all over Seattle, in my opinion, on this game with Decord in there against red-hot Logan Thompson right now. I don't know if I can do it, though, even though the Sharps are screaming. The computer over here is yelling at me, take Seattle, take Seattle. How can you really do it right now, the way these teams are going, the way the Capitals are going? Seattle's won over Buffalo last time out, over the Kings last time out. They got the puck line against Winnipeg, and they beat Pittsburgh before that. So Seattle is playing pretty well here over the last week or two right now. And let's go to the chat. Maybe you guys can, see, maybe you guys can do it here and consider Seattle. I want to, but Seattle's covered the puck line in 5 of the last 6 games overall, but Washington just on a roll. 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams have gone under the total here. Pardon me. Let's go to the chat. Washington's gone under in 7 straight right now with this great run by Thompson here at this point. You look at his numbers here coming in. 22, 2 and 3 with a 2.08 goals against. And why isn't he being talked about as the top goaltender with those other guys right now with this incredible streak that he's on? Still got to lay a little bit of a price, but the Sharps are going to be on the Kraken, I'm sure, here. If anything, it might be keeping it at a reasonable price. Oh, Philly Eagle Flyer says Lindgren's in goal today. That does change everything. But, man, I'm not seeing it that way just yet. I believe you, Philly Eagle Flyer. I just don't have a second source yet in this game. I've got Thompson in goal in this game myself. So I could see it. Maybe this would be the game that you could do it here right now when you want to get the backup in there. But let's go to some of the other games, the other picks here. Okay, Robert was on the Kraken. Art Thompson's on the Kraken. And I'm going to go against, I just can't do it right now. This seems like just championship quality. And the Kraken, they're still, I got to consider the Kraken here as still, I know they're subpar. They're sub 500 right now. But Philly Eagle Fire, I cannot confirm it. I'm sticking with Thompson at this point, but only because that's, what my sources, if you will, the subscriptions that I have here. I'm not showing anybody really pointing to other, but again, we've got all day here a little bit. All right. Let's continue on. We're almost done here with the last game, and then we're going to go over the basketball plays for Jermaine. The Jermaine, we should call it Jermaine Thursday here, I think. Predators and Sharks here in this one. You got the Predators, a big favorite on the road here, minus 250 in this one. I think the Predators, again, they're playing better. There's no value in here at all on the Predators. It feels like they were 210 or so. They're up to 250 in a lot of spots here right now. But you know what? Maybe it is just going to be a Predators blowout here against the Sharks. Sure, the Sharks have had some puck line success, at least 29 and 21 as a puck line dog. Nashville's numbers don't point out, right? But we saw, I say it almost every time here now for, I don't know, feels like the last, 5 games, if not more. We've been talking about how the Sharps have been on Nashville. Maybe they even lost a few games backing Nashville, but all of a sudden they're right on with Nashville, right? They are the ones that have been getting the money here of late with Nashville's 4-game winning streak. And certainly right now you have San Jose on a losing streak. I mean, that's nothing new, but they're getting blown out. They just lost to Nashville, of course, the other day at Nashville, 7-5. The Sharks lost that game. Remember, they were up 5-3 in that game. I think I even said the other day that they won the game. We know that Nashville actually came back to win the game. I don't know what I was trying to remember, but I swear, was it like 5-3? And then I'm trying. I don't remember now, but there were a lot of goals scored in that game, and there have been a lot of goals scored in some of these Nashville games. It feels like of late, but you got Sarish in here, 11-18 with a 2.81 goals against. Askarov, 3-4-2 with a 2.57 goals against average coming into this one. And got Nashville here. They've beaten the Sharks 11 straight times right now and covered the puck line 5 straight times against San Jose. No value, so I'll take them here on the puck line on the show. That's what I'll do. I'll take this big favorite and lay the puck line today. All right, let's get a few more here. Billy's a little behind us here, but I do want to show his plays, I think, here. All right. Jermaine says he does well on Thursday. Yeah, Jermaine, because they're all your favorite mid-majors. Robert's on the Predators here. Cash Kane says he likes Washington as his favorite game today against the Kraken, I think is what he's saying. Jerry said he had the Predators there. Oh, in that game, right? They were trailing 5-1 in that game. Thanks, Jerry. Yeah, wow. I thought I 5-3. Maybe I missed the first part of the game. Jerry's on the Predators puck line and over, and Jermaine may go under in this one. That's it for hockey. Let's get to that college basketball, where I've got to start it off with a bunch of steam that I've ignored. But look, we've proven it to be a good segment, right? This is the morning steam after all, but you see the comments in the chat, people saying it's good information, and I'm all about it. Washington State has taken some steam here. These are a little bit stale right now, but Washington State took the steam in their matchup against Santa Clara tonight. I've got a preview planned, at least a pick in that game plan, but it was Washington State was a 6-point favorite. It's down to 5 here. Santa Clara was favored by 6. It's down to 5 as Washington State took the steam. Also, Pepperdine and Oregon State. Steam here to the under in this one with Pepperdine on the road. 144 down to 143.5 here right now. Maybe 143. Pepperdine and Oregon State. Steam to the under in this one. Lindenwood just took some steam just seconds ago. This one's fresh off the wire here. Lindenwood was a 2.5-point dog. Let's call it a 1.5 here right now, with Lindenwood taking the steam here at this point in their matchup against Southeast Missouri State tonight. Right now, I'm showing it 1.5 here at some of the books as the steam is rolling in right this second on that one. Also, Pacific took steam in their game tonight against Loyola Marymount. Pacific was an 8-point dog. It's down to 7 here right now. Pacific took the steam against Loyola Marymount. This one is in right this second. Sacred Heart and Canisius. We are seeing steam to the over here. It was 148. It's up to 149.5 right now. A little bit of a move for sure here to the over with Sacred Heart and Canisius. Also, Austin P and Central Arkansas took the steam here. Austin P does kind of tend to go over in some of these games. Now, this is a non-conference game, but still, as a road favorite, we've seen over the last year or two, Austin P kind of going over in that role. They are taking steam to the over in this one. It was 136.5. We're up to 137.5 right now with Austin P in Central Arkansas. Iona and Ryder, not Winona Ryder, but Iona Ryder. Here, steam to the over in this one. It was 137. We're up to 138.5. 139. Iona and Ryder steam to the over tonight. Also, Fairfield took steam in their matchup against Manhattan. Fairfield was getting 5. They're now getting 4. Steam had already come in on the under in that game, as we mentioned. Now it's come in on Fairfield. This one is right now, right this second. We are seeing a steam move here with Hampton and William and Mary. This one goes off at 5 Eastern and 2 Pacific. Seeing steam to the under here with Hampton and William and Mary. It was 148.5. We're down to 147.5, maybe even 147 by the time it gets done moving here. First game on the, or not first game on the board, I guess. So we got that other makeup game. And so, but I'm showing 147 right now at Bovada in the game with William and Mary. Okay, also Canisius took some steam in their matchup today. We already talked about the over just moments ago. It's a little bit stale now, but Canisius was getting 5.5 from Sacred Heart. It's down to 4.5, it looks like right now, with Canisius taking the steam in that one against Sacred Heart. Some books are still hanging on to 5, but Circa's already down to 4.5 with the move on Canisius. All right, let's get going here. Oh, one more, please. The Southeast Missouri and Lindenwood. I just said Lindenwood took the steam quite a while ago. The steam did come in on the under there. It was 143.5. It's down to 142.5 or so in this one between Southeast Missouri State and Lindenwood. Right now, I'm showing it at 142.5. Bet Online still looks like they're a little higher than that, but all right, I think that does wrap it up for the steam. Now let's get into some picks here. No, let's go with one more right now. Steam coming in right this second on St. Peter's in their matchup against Merrimack. St. Peter's was getting a point in their matchup with Merrimack today, but right now St. Peter's is probably moving to a pick'em, maybe even a favorite. The steam is on St. Peter's here right now on the Morning Steam Show. All right. Thanks for all your Here's some steam coming in right now, right this second. It's in hockey. It's the New York Rangers. We already talked about their game against the Flyers tonight. They were $1.45 or so, but right now the Rangers steam coming in here up to $1.55 at Bet Online. So this one's going higher. The Rangers are taking the steam against the Flyers here in this one tonight. All right, can we do it? Can we do it?
Steam play.
Here's one more steam play. We're never going to get this these picks in. Grand Canyon and Southern Utah. Here's some steam coming in. This one's on the move right this second. That's why we do it. It's not a bunch of crap here, but steam to the over right now with Grand Canyon and Southern Utah. We're seeing some steam here to the over right now. This one was 152 between Grand Canyon and Southern Utah, but we're up to 152.5 or 153. Steam had come in earlier on Grand Canyon. The move went from 9.5 up to 10 or so. Let's see what it is right now. Actually, I'm curious. Currently, Grand Canyon's an 11-point favorite in that game against Southern Utah. 11.5 even at Bovada, and the total is now at 153 for the most part. Okay, I think we're caught up. It'll probably happen again right now. But amazing, isn't it? Let's see here. Lindenwood in Southeast Missouri. They're going to call the hotline to get the free pick. I think there is what Jerry's saying. Jerry likes Bill and Mary. He likes Canisius. He likes Merrimack. Hello to Wine Time. And there's a little Southern Utah even for Jerry. Okay, we're finally going to get to some picks. We're probably going to go fast now that I've practically ruined the whole show. Coastal Carolina is in action. I'll just put this one down because it's the first game and it was a makeup game. Note the two games that are being made up today from the weather yesterday. We've already told you about let me start by saying we've already had two postponements today. Southern Miss and Troy, that game has been moved. And also South Alabama and UL Monroe. That game has also been postponed today. Now, two games today are being played that were postponed from yesterday, including this one, Coastal Carolina and Georgia Southern. Also, Texas State and UL Lafayette will also be played today. This one here is at 1 Eastern and 10 Pacific. Meanwhile, the Texas State ULL game, the Louisiana game, Texas State and Louisiana, is at 4 Eastern and 1 Pacific. So those are two write-in games. Coastal and Georgia Southern, Texas State, and UL Lafayette. All right, let's. I got a pick for this game. Like I said, I don't know if we're gonna go too crazy here at this point. We were already here, bottom of the hour, so let's just kind of get it cooking here a little bit and get the plays out and see what you guys have. Maybe we could throw out a few trends or spread records, anyways. See how teams are doing in this matchup between Coastal and Georgia Southern here in this one. Got Coastal coming in 8-11. Georgia Southern's coming in 10-9 currently in this one. You got a Coastal team here that's lost 4 straight. Georgia Southern has won 2 in a row. Georgia Southern beat ODU last time out 67-63. They also edged Coastal Carolina back on January the 16th. 88-87 is a 1-point dog in a very high-scoring game in that one. But still, I don't know if these two are totally high-scoring teams. They're trending to the over a little bit here, but maybe they kind of clamp down a little bit better in this one. I'm not sure, but Georgia Southern is 6-11 against the spread so far this season. Coastal Carolina 5-4 against the spread on the road here. So I'm going to end up on Coastal in this one. I think getting these 6 points. It was a very close game last time out. 1-point game, high scoring game. I'll take Coastal Carolina on the road here, and so will Jerry. And also Robert takes Coastal as well. So does Jermaine. This is a consensus play, it feels like right now, with Coastal Carolina. 4-0. Sports Money does like the under in this one. We'll see if it makes the show or the picks there. All right. Let's go on to the next one here. I'll take Coastal. Hampton and William and Mary, I've programmed in here for this one with Hampton on the road, a 7-point dog, with total 148 or so here when I got this in. But William and Mary's down to 6, and the total's down to 147 here in this one. So a move to Hampton, a move to the under. We already talked about the steam that came in on the under in this one. Thomas confirms the Coastal consensus there. Pretty good. You got a consensus there. You got Mikey money on the under. You know what to do. All right. And we'll continue on there. Hampton and William and Mary in this one with Hampton coming in 10-9, Bill and Mary 11-8 right now in this one. And look, if anything, I think uh, in the matchup here today with Hampton and William and Mary. You take a look at the standings here in the Colonial. We talked about William and Mary. What a season they're having! 5-1 here right now. Hampton, they're just 3-4 in conference play, but William and Mary tied with Charleston, tied with Towson, Wilmington. Elon and Delaware are all 4-2. It's wide open in the Colonial at this point. William and Mary has been pretty hot for sure. They've been attracting a lot of attention, I guess, but they did lose to Wilmington last time out to get Wilmington kind of back in the race. That was at Wilmington. Hampton here is off of a win against A&T. I lost that game, man. I had Hampton in that one, but they were out there quite a ways there leading that game. And then A&T or I was on A&T, and then Hampton came back to get that win 74-73 as a let me try to get this straight. I was on Hampton -2.5, and they won by just 1 point. That's what it was. I think that's what it was anyway that happened to me. Anyway, Hampton is 9-3 against the spread as an underdog so far this season. That might be good enough for me, actually, in this matchup. See if you guys like this one here. We already talked about the steam that came in on the under. These two kind of go over, right? William and Mary's 11-6 to the over so far. Hampton's gone over in 7 of their last 10 games overall. William and Mary has defeated Hampton in 9 of the last 10 years here at William and Mary at Williamsburg. So William and Mary's won 5 straight at home. I'm going to take the points with Hampton, even though William and Mary always wins this matchup. I'll take the points here. All right, let's take a look at some of the numbers here. And we're going to start with Jerry. Says he likes the alt line here in this one. He'll lay more points. Sports money, like in William and Mary here. Hampton is awful on the road. He says, well, they're 3-4 right now, straight up 7-3 against the spread on the road. It was a miracle win, pretty much. Here's an under for Robert. Cash Kane lays it with William and Mary. I feel like I'm on an island here with Hampton tonight. Next up is Wilmington and College of Charleston. So we'll continue on with our Colonial coverage here. College of Charleston, they're certainly looking good here. You got 5-1 against 4-2. So a big game in this one in the Colonial with Charleston favored at home here by 3 now. And the total's 152. So a little bit of a move here on Charleston today in this matchup. Move from 2 to 3 here. You got Charleston coming in here right now at 15-4. Wilmington is 14-5 coming into this one. Both teams have won 2 straight games. Charleston beat Northeastern 87-85 as a 6-point favorite. They also beat Campbell 67-61. For Wilmington, they got the money in both of those 2 wins here against Bill and Mary, winning by 11 as a 7-point favorite, and they beat Northeastern 80-72 as a 6.5-point favorite. So close to the number, but they still got it done here. These 2 teams last year, Wilmington won both meetings last season, including the one here, 80-74, as it landed almost right on the number. Wilmington was a dog in that one. The total landed right on the number at 154.5, so just missed it by a half a point. But I'm going to take Charleston here in this one to win at home against Wilmington right now and retain their spot atop the conference here. Look at William and Mary win and Charleston win. And Towson today, I don't think I have that one previewed, but they're playing A&T and they're a 12-point favorite. So expected all three of those teams to win and move to 6-1 here tonight if form holds true in the Colonial. All right, we got Charleston for Jerry. We've got Jermaine with Charleston. We've got Cash Kane with Charleston. Jerry likes the under, but Robert likes the over. I'm on Charleston. That's 4-0 Charleston, Thomas. Could it be a consensus play? Is there anybody interested in Wilmington here tonight? Western Kentucky takes on Louisiana Tech. We talked about the steam, right? It went steam to Western Kentucky. It went steam to the under. And I was looking the other way already. Just want to mention right now, Mikey Money just obviously put his bet in the Coastal Carolina Georgia Southern game because the steam is coming in right now on the under in that game. It was 140.5, but we're down to 139. It looks like right now with that steam coming in. Mikey said he liked it under. I'm pretty sure I like it under too. And now the steams come in on the under in the Coastal Carolina Georgia Southern game right now because Mikey just dropped his max bet. And there was a little bit more steam that came in. Loyola, Marymount, and Pacific game total to the under here in this one between LMU and Pacific. It was 142. They're down to 141. Pacific got steamed earlier in that game from 7.5 to 7. And here comes the steam to the under, LMU and Pacific. All right, Western Kentucky and Louisiana Tech here. Like I said, the move is totally gone against what I was thinking about in this game. So Louisiana Tech has won 5 straight games at home coming into this one. They've also beaten Western Kentucky in 7 of the last 8 meetings overall. 5 of the last 7 meetings between these two teams have gone over, but Western Kentucky has gone under in 7 of their last 8 games on the road coming into this one. So got the Hilltoppers here on the road going up against the Bulldogs. See what you have in this one tonight. Go to the chat. I'll try not to yawn on the air there. Watched both those ladies' tennis matches last night. They started at 3:30 Eastern. So Charleston got us at the 5th consensus play. Somebody's going to hit a 5-teamer. Comment in the chat. You'll be eligible for the drawing coming up here in just a couple of minutes. Louisiana Tech here for Jerry. Cash Kane is on Louisiana Tech in this one. And man, hey, William and Mary's getting steamed right now, you guys, in that game. So I guess I can wait here. But you guys are liking William and Mary because now you guys are putting all your plays in there, it feels like. And William and Mary is on the move here right now in that game against Hampton. I would imagine it's going to go back up to 7 maybe eventually here with William and Mary taking the steam here right now. Jerry Davis says, hey, you can wait on La Tech and get them later on there, it feels like. Yeah, here's James here. He likes the over in that Hampton game. I think I missed that. Thank you. All right, not much from you guys. I was hoping maybe we'd get a little something and I could piggyback or try to see what you guys think in this one. Because, like I said, steam on Western Kentucky, steam on the under. And the whole time I was thinking, man, I was thinking I wanted to go with Tech and the over here. But let me see here which one. Maybe I'll decide out of the value here a little bit. Wow, that under steam is pretty impressive for sure here. I'm gonna take Louisiana Tech here in this one. against Western Kentucky. I'm going to fade that steam and lay this discount price here with Louisiana Tech now currently at 5. There is some 5.5s out there, but mostly 5 here currently. Okay, next up, there's Robert on Western Kentucky. And we've got Samford and Chattanooga here in this one tonight with Chattanooga, an underdog at home here in this one. Samford, we talked about the steam that came in on the over here in this one. It is currently, oh, wow. Even though the steam came on the over, it has been beaten back down big time here, all the way down to 155, even 154 right now. So head fake maybe here. This is definitely moving lower right now. And the game is mostly a pick 'em here at this point. So the move appears to be on Stanford and the under here in this one. But we'll see what you guys think maybe with Samford taking on Chattanooga here in this one. I know what I'm doing in this one, and I'm going to take the under here. I'm disappointed. I'm bummed actually here that I've lost a little value. So I was glad the steam came in on the over, but now it's kind of gone here a little bit. But I like the under in this one between Samford and Chattanooga here in this one. Go to the chat and see if you guys like this game at all. Here on Mid-Major Thursday, so look at these small conferences here. Samford has defeated Chattanooga in 4 of the last 5 meetings coming in, but Chattanooga's won 13 of the last 15 years here at home over Samford. The unders come in 4 of the last 5 meetings between these two teams overall. Jerry Davis likes Chattanooga. Cash Kane on the Mucks. Thank you, Thomas. Appreciate you. If you got to run, that's fine. I'll update it here. James Parms on the under with me. Thank you, James. All right, I'm going to be on the under here. Yeah, we got to keep this one moving. You know that. Oh, I didn't update that. Let me show that line real quick here again. There we go. Hey, let's take it to the extra board tonight with Lipscomb taking on North Alabama here. I think this one might be worth looking at as well here. With some of these matchups turned out to be pretty decent, for sure here tonight. I mean, Lipscomb and North Alabama, you take a look right now at the standings in the A-Sun, and you don't have to look far to find Lipscomb in first place at 5-1. North Alabama at 4-2, just a game back. So a big one here in the A-Sun tonight. I mean, you got Ogdonsovich for Lipscomb, of course, having a great season. You got Jakari Lane. You got Tay Fields of North Alabama. Good personnel here. Good game tonight. This is the A-Sun big game here. You got Lipscomb favored on the road by 2.5 here right now, I want to say, and the total might be down to 2, maybe even 1.5. The move is on North Alabama. The total has gone up here to 147 for the most part. And so I picked I had to get to the extra board here for Jermaine for sure in this matchup on these games today. Got a few big ones here we still can talk about in a little bit, but let's take a look at the matchup between Lipscomb here and North Alabama. If you guys like this one, let me know. Let me see here. Oh, there we go. Had the wrong page. So, all right. Oops. No, I didn't. There we go. All right. Let's see if you guys like this one tonight with Lipscomb and North Alabama on the extra board. You got Lipscomb coming in with a 13-6 record here right now. South Alabama comes in 12-7 in this one. Lipscomb comes in riding a 3-game winning streak with wins over over P covered 15, and that one won by 28. They covered by 14.5 over Bellarmine as a 14.5 point favorite. They did beat who was it that they beat here? Trying to remember now. West Georgia, 86-67. Their conference loss was to Queens at home, 75-73. So see what you have in this one. North Alabama won both meetings last season, including the meeting here, 75-70. North Alabama comes in off of a win. They've been alternating wins and losses. They beat North Florida last time out. Covered 2.5, but they lost at Jacksonville before that. North Alabama had played 4 straight road games coming into this one, so maybe they'll be a little bit more comfortable at home. I tell you, these North Alabama games, they usually score higher than this, that's for sure, but this season or so, I think you look at North Alabama, they've been the over team for sure, but Lipscomb has been a pretty solid under. Lipscomb is 2-8 to the under on the road, 3-8 to the under as a favorite. North Alabama does trend a little bit over here for sure. So let's see here what you guys have, if anything. I want to take a peek at the chat with Lipscomb and North Alabama. Here is Jerry on North Alabama. Also, Robert on North Alabama. Terrell likes North Alabama. We won't stop stopping by here today. And I'm going to agree with you guys. You guys are on North Alabama? I'm on North Alabama. I'll take them here in this one. Okay, a couple more. I'm going to do a couple more here right now from mid-major land. Well, still a mid-major for the most part. We got Middle Tennessee taking on Sam here. A little bit bigger of a game maybe here with Sam in this one. They are currently a 1-point dog here, I believe, against Middle. Take a look at the current line if I can here with Middle favored by 1.5. The total 150.5 here for the most part, it feels like right now. There we go. You look at these two teams, this is a pretty good matchup certainly here coming into this one with Middle Tennessee on the road, 13-5. Sam at home, they are 8-11 so far this season. They've lost 2 in a row here right now, and Sam is one of the worst spread teams in the country right now with a 3-13 spread record overall, but they're still 5-1 at home. Middle Tennessee, even though they're 7-1 as a favorite, they're just 3-3 straight up on the road. The steam came in here on Sam. They own the season series against Middle Tennessee for sure. Not the season series, the overall series. Right now, it's been a series certainly for Sam Houston in the past in their matchups with Middle Tennessee. They haven't met that often, I don't think, but I think I might have it here overall. I don't have it necessarily, but okay. They're kind of in new opponents, right? So anyway, Sam's won 14 of their last 15 at home dating back to last season. And I mean, this game's practically a toss-up. Yes, Middle has a better record. They've won 3 in a row over Western Kentucky, over Jayville State, and over Kennesaw. But I'm taking Sam here in this one. Doesn't even feel like an upset. I mean, you think about it, it's nearly a pick-em. But like I said, Middle 10-4-2 against the spread, 8-2-1 against the spread as a favorite. Sam's 0-8 against the spread as an underdog, but I'm taking him here. they're barely an underdog, but they're still the dog here. Mike says wrong team favorite. He likes Sam, it sounds like, in this one. Terrell says Sam is bad. Take middle. All right. Well, looks like Mikey and I might be on Sam here. Next up is Appalachian State taking on Arkansas State. In this one, the widely reported steam did come in on Arkansas State. I'm already committed, right? I said when that steam came in that I was taking Arkansas State here on the show, and that I'm just going to, now that it is on the show and it'll be my pick on the show, I'm just laying the worst of it here for sure, but I'll still take them in the matchup here tonight with Appalachian State. Arkansas State is up to a 7.5 point favorite or so. Total is 137.5. I don't think I need to update this one. It feels like too much here. I'll just take Arkansas State. They've won 12 straight games at home here right now. So I'm going to take them to cover, by the way. Arkansas State's won 5 straight at 5. What did I say? 12 straight at home, dating back to last season, just to make it clear. So far this season at home, they are just they're 9-0 overall. But spread-wise here, Arkansas State 7-3 against the spread their last 10. They kind of struggled as a favorite, 5-8-1 overall. Appalachian State, they're also 7-3 against the spread in their last 10, 10-6 against the spread overall. But I'm going to have to lay it here with Arkansas State as my play. St. Louis Blues are getting steamed right now on the ice. You might have heard it there in the background. The Blues in their matchup today with the Golden Knights. I took the Knights. Some of you, I think, were on the Blues in there, right? Right now, I'm showing Golden Knights are going to be down here possibly to $1.35 or so as the Blues taking the steam tonight against the Golden Knights. We also had some college basketball steam that came in. Cal Irvine and UC Riverside. Steam to the under here in this one. It was 143.5. Let's call it 142.5, maybe 142 here. Steam to the under with Cal Irvine and Cal Riverside. Also, Grand Canyon in southern Utah took some steam to the over. It was 152. It's up to 153, maybe even 153.5. That's a series that definitely goes over. Grand Canyon in southern Utah, and the steam came in on the over here in that one. All right, we got a few more games here. Oh, did you guys comment on App State and Arc State here? No, not much from you guys. So let me finish the show here. San Francisco and St. Mary's. We're going to the West Coast Conference here tonight with San Francisco, an underdog on the road. St. Mary's minus 10.5 here in this one. The total is 136. Steam came in on St. Mary's. This one opened as low as 8.5, I think, or so. So a pretty significant move on St. Mary's. I kind of like it here, and I'm going to end up taking St. Mary's. Lay this 10.5. Could have had a cheaper price, I guess. St. Mary's is on a roll. They're on a winning streak here right now. They're 10-1 straight up at home, but against the spread, they are 6-4 against the spread in their last 10, which is decent because they're 4-7 against the spread at home, 7-10 against the spread as a favorite. But San Francisco, 3-6-1 against the spread in their last 10, 1-3-1 against the spread as an underdog. Give me the Gales here tonight. I'll lay 10.5 against the Dons. All right, Jermaine's on the Dons. Johnny Walker likes St. Mary's and over. Robert's on the under here. Robert, I think you got that one. Probably going to see that one on that one could make the premiums here. Maybe I do like that under, I think. All right, what's this game doing in here, Jermaine? Get this out of here, Maryland and Illinois. Nobody wants to hear about that. But let's talk about a decent game, at least in the Big Ten, with Illinois here. Kind of a runaway favorite, it feels like, tonight. It was Illinois minus 7.5. And you know what? It's actually back down to 8. So there's been some pullback here for sure on Maryland in this one. The total currently at 157.5, 158 or so with the Illini at home taking on Maryland here tonight. Take a look at what these two have been up to. You got Maryland 14-5. Illinois is ranked right now at 13-5. They're ranked 17th, but they are coming in off of a loss here. I don't know if it'll knock them out necessarily, but they did lose to Michigan State last time out here. 80-78 in a close one. No doubt it was a tightly rated game, and it ended up a 2-point game here. For Maryland, they beat Nebraska, but did not cover here. In fact, they've failed to cover in 3 straight games coming into this one. But I'm going to end up on the under here in this one with Maryland and Illinois. Yeah, Maryland's been going over for sure, 12-7 to the over so far. Illinois is 5-6 to the under at home. Here. So I'm just going to end up on the under here. Maybe I'm leaning to the dog in this one, but if so, I'll probably only bet it. Maryland has won 5 of the last 6 meetings between the two teams or 5 of the last trips here into Champaign-Urbana and 10 of the last 13 games overall. But I'm going to take the under here in this one. All right, Maryland under there for Jermaine. And Illinois and under for Terrell. Thank you. Last game, show's over, everybody. Still got 64 of you hanging out for this last one between Washington State and Santa Clara. Talked about that steam that came in on Washington State in this one. This is the late one at 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific on the CBS Sports Network. Santa Clara here coming in off of a win. They've been playing well. They beat Gonzaga, remember? We were on them, 103 to 99 is a 15.5-point favorite. They were lost to LMU before that on the road. So I don't know. You lose to LMU and then you beat Gonzaga on the road. I'm about out of voice here. For Santa Clara, they were on a winning streak before that loss to LMU. Is obvious look ahead spot. I mean, I know what we could chalk it up to. You know, when you're going up against, Gonzaga next, you're allowed, I guess. Santa Clara is 8-2 to the over in their last 10 games, but Washington State is 1-5 to the under here and as an underdog. So I'm going to go with the over here in this one with Santa Clara and Washington. I know it's a little bit of a dichotomy there with the two teams and what's been going on, but I'll just end up on the over here. Look, Washington is a dead solid under, not only this season, but dating back to last season as well. But Santa Clara, these two teams have met in the past, despite just being in the conference together this season. The teams met just last year. Santa Clara got the win 69-61 at home as a 5.5-point dog. So I'm going to go over, though, here in this one. Look at the big total here, 159. So I'm going over. All right, the show is over. Let's see what we got. Jerry, thank you for these plays here. We'll say hello to Mike. Hi, Mikey. Remember, it stands for West Coast Capper. Is that right, Mike? And not West Coast Conference, but in this case, it does. All right, we made it, Jermaine. I took Jermaine's whole lunch break here talking sports and sports betting today. Terrell, thank you for your comments there. He says Washington State money line. Says Santa Clara is overrated because of that win over Gonzaga. Gonzaga's allowed to have a clumper. Just type anything in the chat. You could be eligible for you could type blah in the chat. You could type sports money in the chat. You could type anything. You could type an emoji and you'll be eligible for the drawing in just a moment. So All right, I think that's it. Thanks, you guys. I'm going to do a commercial here real quick. I'd really appreciate if you guys would subscribe to my plays. You know what? If you guys do not want the morning steam anymore, then stop. Don't subscribe to my plays because we aren't getting any sales, I mean, I love being here, you guys. I probably would do it for free, maybe, but if the sales kind of run out a little bit, I might not do it. So please consider subscribing to me over there at Fresh Money. Sports Money is fresh for, I don't know what that says. Bill, he's typed an X into the chat, or maybe he's just an Elon Musk fan here, or maybe follow him on X. He's just typing in. He was already eligible. You don't have to type in anything again if you've already typed in the chat. This is just for people who haven't typed in the chat if you want to be eligible for the 5-team parlay here today. So appreciate everybody watching the show. We'll be back tomorrow with more Morning Steam, 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. Mikey Money's along today at 6 Eastern, 3 Pacific. He's been hanging out in the chat with us all morning long. What's going on with that? I need my sleep here in a few minutes here. If I'm going to get up for that game, I got to grab a couple of hours here before that game in France. But also don't forget tonight we have NBA companion coverage. Look, it's not the best of games, but they'll be talking about, and I may show up, but because it's a big card and we'll be talking all kinds of sports, and that's how I like it anyways. But Miami and Milwaukee is the featured game tonight for the boys. And there's a ton of other action, obviously, in hockey and basketball. Without, kind of mediocre matchup, I'm sure that tonight the show is going to be mostly about all the bets tonight, all over the place. So why not join us on Sports Money here tonight at what time, Mike, we going on there? The game's at 4:40, so I would imagine there's not going to be too much pregame on that one. I'd imagine 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. I actually didn't look yet, but there it is. Thank you, Mike. 7:15 Eastern, 4:15 Pacific here right now. Bill's a Elon fan. Jamie Dimon just called Elon Musk the Albert Einstein of our time. But let me tell you, it's been a rough 24 hours for Elon Musk sitting in his room wondering why he just went from hero to goat here over the last 48 hours. Everybody's kind of making fun of him a little bit, and he's getting kind of a hard time, but he's all right, even though he tried to screw up our social media platform that we love here. So, all right, let's get it going with the contest here. Make sure you subscribe to my plays, please. Like I said, if you do not want me to do any more morning steam, cancel your subscriptions and do not subscribe. But if you want to see me here doing more morning steam shows, then please consider subscribing to my picks for just $20 a month. That's 50 cents a day, $8 a week. You're going to get a bunch more plays from me, even though I've been light on the plays I've been light on the plays in the NBA and NHL, and I've been hitting them. I've been heavy on my college basketball where, we were off to a pretty good start this season, but then we had a couple rough days here. I think we finished 2 games under 500 yesterday. I'll just say it like that. So, all right. Right, Robert? He goes, I don't follow Elon Musk. Why is he always at the top of my timeline on the homepage? I think that's what Robert's saying. That's what happens on my on mine anyway. So I can't get rid of Elon even if I tried. Here we go. Let's do the drawing. This has been a long show. Thanks everybody for listening here today. Appreciate Mikey hanging out all show here this today. Let's do the drawing for our 5-teamer, and then we're out of here. Oops. Okay, here we go. Wine Time, Cliff, Andrew, Nasty Nate, Ron, Nicholas, Sir Handy. I'm saying Kush Blue. I never even saw that one. James Parmusha, and it's Cash, Kane. You better believe it. I believe he has the Capitol building right there in his. I'm sure that's the Capitol building right there, isn't it? In the profile, unless it's some other building, but appreciate you, Kane. You're going to get the 5-teamer here today, and why not? He should win it. Let's go. All right, that's the shit for the show. That's the shit for the show. I think I just said, but don't forget, join us tonight, everybody. Thanks so much for joining us here on the show. Don't forget, I'm going to try to put the commercial back up, then close out the stop screen, then come back to this screen. That's the way we need to do it every time so it doesn't look all clunky. We got to try to at least make it look aesthetically pleasing here on the Morning Steam. For the Sports Money Network, I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you so much, everybody. So long.
Can't escape from the team called the Morning Steam. It's time to break one for cover. That's gonna cover, that's gonna cash. Then we make the 100-yard dash to the window. I don't know what you thought. It's Ramon Scott running so hot. Sports make money and we make money back with sports money every single day. NFL, NHL, NCAA. Stay away from the juice, we might play a parlay. It's the Morning Steam. What? Ramon Scott. Sports money. What? Wake your ass up and let's get to the money. Get to the money.